Greetings, everyone. Oh, there he is. Trash bait. There you go. Yeah, send me a guest request, trash bait. This won't take long. Yeah, now, you want to finish saying what you're crying to me about?
Oh, I never cry. You cry.
Now, you made a lot of accusations,
No, I made
and
facts. I made
yeah.
facts.
Okay, so tell. Oh, is that your computer firing up right now? You getting your notes together?
Tell me which fact was incorrect.
Well, you said you made the claim that I spew lies and things like
Correct.
that. So
Correct.
what have
Correct.
I lied about that's gotten you so worked up?
No, I'm not worked up. I just say you lie every day. That's why you got banned. That's why your live got banned because you use misinformation every day.
Okay, what have I lied about? Because we were talking about, you brought up some things about Renee,
Right?
Nicole Good, and you brought up things about Alex Preddy, right?
Correct. When Renee
So
Good first got shot, you said that she was just a poor little white girl dropping off her kids at daycare, and she was trying to make a U-turn in the middle of the street, and the cop shot her. You know that was a
uh,
lie before you said it.
well, what happened based on your investigation?
That was a lie
And
before you said it.
so what happened based on your investigation?
She pulled her vehicle in the middle of the street to block ICE from conducting investigations. That's exactly what she
Where
did.
and where
She was
exactly did you get that information
she
from so I can go
dude,
look into it?
it's on
'Cause-
video. You've already seen the video. They told her to move her vehicle how many times and she refused to do it.
well, I'm not saying that they didn't tell her to move the vehicle, but
Correct.
what I'm saying is, regardless of what she did, she didn't deserve to be killed. Correct?
No, of course she did. If you're
Based
gonna
on what statute? Based on what law allows a ICE agent to eliminate somebody because they're
if,
not following the law? What law?
let me tell you now. All right, it's a law you can look up. All right,
What's it called?
I'm not here to do it for you. If a vehicle is driving in the direction of a police officer and they are told to stop and don't stop, you are allowed to shoot them.
So where are you getting that from? Because that's not my understanding. Number one.
That is no. That is a fact.
So so
That is a
so
fact.
so that's why I wanted to make sure I talked to you because
A cop doesn't.
getting
Hold
this
on,
point
sir.
across to you on the DM doesn't make any sense.
A
There's
cop
no
doesn't
law
have
there.
to wait. An officer doesn't have to wait to be hit by the car before he. You know that, correct?
What, I didn't hear you.
An officer of the law does not need to wait for a vehicle to strike him before he can open fire.
But listen to what you're saying.
I
So
just did.
basically, what you're saying is any officer in America can just discharge their firearm simply because they think somebody in a car is going to hit them.
It's
And
not.
that
It's not. It's
so
not thinking. It's not thinking. That's exactly what she did.
no,
She
she
hit him
didn't.
with the vehicle.
No, she did not.
Yeah,
What
yes,
I
he
saw.
was hit. Dude, he was hit on his left hip. The
So let me
mayor,
ask you this.
dude,
Let me ask
hold
you
on a
this.
second. Hold on.
No,
Let
no,
me
no.
finish.
Here you go again.
The
I thought you were
mayor,
going to control yourself.
the
I
mayor
thought
of
you were going to try to
Minneapolis.
have a reasonable
Dude,
conversation.
I'm having one. You
Okay,
don't want to hear the facts. The
so
mayor of Minneapolis
when
came
did
out on
he?
TV and said that his hip got injured and he did go to the hospital, but he's seen worse hip injuries from running your hip into a refrigerator door. Dude, stop it
Okay,
already.
okay, great. So when did the officer feel that his life was in danger?
When
At
she
what?
hit the gas and drove towards him.
Okay, okay. So when she did that, then why did he discharge his firearm more than one time?
Because as a police officer, you are taught to shoot three times, then assess the situation, and then continue shooting if you feel that your life is still in danger. Dude,
Yeah, and
those are
so
simple facts.
let me explain to you personally. Can I do that? Why I don't buy what you're selling, and it's simple. Despite that is your narrative. I
That's a
don't believe
fact.
it to be. I don't believe it to be true. Even
What is
if
the
she
fact?
was there, even if she was there to do as you said, which is obstruct justice, there was so many different ways that they could have de-escalated that situation and not put the entire community in risk at risk. Correct?
No
Correct?
community. What community was at risk?
Well,
She
if you
she
discharge your
put the community
firearm,
at risk.
hold on. If you discharge your firearm and there's a bunch of people standing around, someone could get hit accidentally, right?
Who was standing around?
Was she there by herself, or were there people there with her?
No, there was nobody in the vicinity of her.
Okay, so that's the number. That's the lie right there, right? And so this is what
Who was
happened.
in the vicinity of her?
There were people there in the background.
Yeah, he shot into the car.
There was
He
a
knew what he was
dog in
doing.
there was a dog in the car. Her
Do you
partner was
know
there. Her partner was there. I mean, you could go look at the footage. There were a crowd of
her
people
partner
there,
was
and he
not
should
in the
not.
vehicle? Remember, her partner said, "Drive, baby, drive." She didn't even get
Yeah,
in the vehicle.
but she said, but you were asking who was there. So I'm pointing out to you that there were innocent civilians there that could have been accidentally hit, and you should at least
No,
acknowledge that.
no. The only innocent people that could have been shot would have been the police officers that were there with them.
Okay, let's just go
And
with that narrative.
people that just say no police officers, they were law enforcement. Those are facts.
Okay, but they weren't trained. They did not de-escalate. And then the second thing is she had never, if they really believed that she was a threat, they should have never walked up to the vehicle, and he should have never walked around the vehicle and put himself right in front of the vehicle, right?
No, they were surrounding the
What
vehicle. Correct.
what part?
That's what they do.
No, he was the only one. He was
No.
the only one.
There
One
was an
officer.
officer, dude. There was an officer at the back, one in the front, and two on the left side.
Okay, so
The
then
one
let
on
me
the
ask you
left
this:
side, the one on the left side reached through the car to open her door, and she hit the
without a
gas.
warrant, without a warrant.
Don't need a warrant.
Okay, so this is
ICE does
again
not need a
violation of
warrant,
people's
dude.
constitutional rights. You don't got any
ICE does
authorization
not,
to do this.
dude. ICE does not
ICE,
need a warrant to detain you. You understand
they
that,
need
right?
something.
No,
It
they don't.
depends.
No, they don't.
What?
They do not need
So
a warrant to detain you.
So what you're saying is ICE could come grab you right out of your house right now if they wanted to. Is that what you're saying?
If I was impeding their
No, 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 no,
investigation,
no,
yes.
no,
Yeah,
no.
she
Answer
was
the question.
impeding an investigation, dude.
Okay.
She was
No, she
impeding an
wasn't.
investigation.
No, she wasn't. All right. And
She was.
the problem I have with this whole story,
Okay,
and you got to forgive
what?
me because I got a lot of things happening in my background, right? So
Yeah. And
the
see,
problem.
if that was me, you would drop me if you had all that noise going.
Well, you're not me,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
See, you're
So
hypocritical. You're a hypocrite.
act your age, act your
You're a
wage.
hypocrite. You act your
Okay.
age. You're a hypocrite, dude.
Okay. So let me just say this.
Cut the
if
noise
you
off.
if you believe what you're saying is right, then why do you believe a lot of people in this country are not happy with Donald Trump in terms of how he's enforcing these his immigration policies?
The only people that aren't happy are people like you. I'm very satisfied.
Well,
Everything he's doing, I voted for.
so slow down now. Are you paying attention to these special elections that are happening? Are you watching the civil unrest that's going on? Are you watching his poll numbers slip with Republicans?
Nobody cares about that. That's all made up. All those protesters are paid to be there. You see the signs, you see the videos. Tell me who's making all those signs, Zeus.
Huh?
Someone's grandmother in a basement? No, that's all professionally done.
Well, so this is what I see, and this is what I need you to think about.
There
Obviously,
are no new wars, Angie. No new wars. That's another
as
Democrat talking point.
listen, as you continue to rant and rave about all of this stuff that you believe Donald Trump is doing great at, I'm really not in a position, honestly, to change your mind because you reject facts, right?
No. You don't put out tell me a fact.
Okay, a fact is cops do not have there is no law on the books that says an ICE agent can discharge his firearm at a civilian simply because he believes they are not following their orders. That's a
That's not what I
fact.
said. I didn't say that.
Okay.
I said
Secondly,
if
you said ICE
somebody,
can just you said ICE can just go up
no.
inside someone's house. Well, there's a
I
case
didn't
in
say that.
Minnesota that they did that too when they went in
No.
their house with an administrative warrant and they got it. They had to basically, let the man free because it wasn't a judicial warrant. So what you're
Dude, some
doing
of
is
the some.
conflating a lot of things.
Do you know what collateral damage is?
I do.
Okay, your
I
party
do.
let in How many illegal aliens into the country?
What does that have to do with anything?
No. This has everything to do with because Joe Biden
So now I
administration
got
put
you
one,
singing Joe Biden
dude.
song. Now I
No,
got you
no.
singing the
Listen,
Joe
listen.
Biden
Just let me
song.
finish. 1 point. He put 1.4 million
has,
people on the two
has
deport
anyone
list.
honestly has anyone ever
He
let
should
you
have
finish?
deported them.
Has anyone ever really let you finish? Come on, though. Don't start asking me to
Yeah.
let you do something like that.
1.4 million people are on the due deport list. They're being deported, my man.
You got that? Do you have evidence where I can go see that? Because I heard it was 20 million or so that Joe Biden let in. And what we're finding out
No.
is everybody that he's saying is a bad person. You know, Albrego Garcia, remember him, the Maryland man. What we're
Yeah,
finding out is we're finding
he
out
was a bad
American
person.
citizens. So what we're finding out is American citizens are being targeted by ICE and Border Patrol.
No, they're not.
They're not really getting the bad
No,
guys.
no. It's called collateral damage.
His numbers are off, and
No,
he's
collateral
slipping
damage,
in
my man.
his. I think what they say is around what only 70% of Republicans now support what he's doing when it comes to mass
No, that's not.
deportation. So
No, that's not true.
when you look at what he's
That's
doing,
not true.
he's not actually being successful at doing it, and you're still up here trying to
Of
pretend
course he
like
is.
no, he's
Of
not.
course he
Why do
is.
you think?
He's
Why
already
do you think?
deported over 2
Okay,
million people.
okay. So then, where did Greg Bovino go? Genius.
Who? Who?
Greg Bovino. Where did he go?
Where'd he go?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Where did he go?
Well, you tell me where he went.
No, you're Einstein, right? So I want to know what you
No.
understand about
You
that situation.
you bring up a name. You back it up. Where'd he go?
Well, he's not where he was, right?
Where was he?
See, this is why I don't like wasting time with you because you just get up here, you want to rant and
Since you're so
rave. You don't know
smart,
much.
you tell us what you're talking about. All right. Don't
Well,
make shit up.
uh, where is Tom Homan?
Where's Tom Holman at? He's in Minnesota right now, dude.
Why? Let's
Because
walk
he's
this
going in
dog.
there.
Why?
He's going in there to get stuff done.
Why wasn't it already getting done? This stuff wasn't it already getting done before he got there? What was the
Of
holdup?
let me tell you what the holdup was. The holdup was you had Tim Tampon Walsh not allowing the police officers and the mayor not allowing actual police officers to go out there and take care of all the protesters in the streets so ICE could go in and do their job. If they would have just all Tom Homan wants to do is go to the jails, pick up the illegal criminals, and take them out of there, and that's not what they're doing. They're releasing them into the public. Now ICE has to go into the public and pick these people up. It's people like
Oh,
you
so
that have no clue what you're talking about.
okay. So in other words, what I heard you crying about is they've not been successful at
No. I'm
implementing.
not crying. You're crying
I didn't.
every day on your live. You cry.
Didn't I just let you talk and say a bunch of misinformation without interrupting
No.
you?
Everything I said was a fact.
Okay.
Tell me
Can
one
you
thing
can
that
you can
wasn't a
you?
fact.
Well, you said that he's getting the job done after the fact that it was already supposedly getting done. It doesn't make any sense. Greg
Yeah, it
Bovino
does.
failed at. Hold on. Greg Bovino
It
failed
was
at
getting
doing.
done.
Greg
It was
Bovino
getting
failed
done,
at.
my man.
Greg Bovino failed at getting his job done, whatever it was. They surged a bunch of troops up into Minnesota, over
No,
3,000.
dude, you know
Overwhelmed.
Greg's
Hold
not
on.
ICE,
Hold
right?
on.
You know he's not
Hold
ICE,
on.
right?
Hold on. They
He's Border
overwhelmed.
Patrol. Border Patrol, not ICE,
Hold on.
bud.
I
So
said
you don't even know
troops.
what he is.
I said troops.
No, no,
And
no,
that
no,
could
no.
be ICE and that could be Border
No, no,
Patrol.
no, 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 my man. They're Border Patrol. They were in there to help ICE.
Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
If the mayor, if that little Weasley female mayor
Do I
would
need to mute you?
allow the
Do
cops
I
to
need
do
to
their
mute
job,
you?
it wouldn't have to happen.
Do I need to mute you in order to have this conversation?
Dude,
Because
you're not. You told me you're
because
going to put out
you can't
facts. You haven't put out one yet.
because your mouth is running.
No, put the fact out. Tell me one fact.
Okay. One fact.
Mm.
Um, ICE murdered Renee Good.
No, that's not a fact.
That's a fact.
That's your
ICE
that's your
or border.
opinion.
Here's another one. Here's another one. Border Patrol murdered Alex Preddy. Those are two
Not
facts. Number
also not a
three.
fact. Neither
Number
one's a
three.
fact.
Number three. There was really no fraud found in Minnesota by Nick Shirley, but that was all a ruse to get folks like you.
No, no, no. Yes, there was,
And then
dude.
because here's the
Yes,
thing.
yes,
Here's the
dude.
thing. Here's the
Yes, there
thing.
was. Tim
Can
Walsh
I?
was just on TV the other day and say yes, there was fraud. Are
And
you
remember,
stupid? Come on, dude. Stop it.
well, And remember this: you are all the same people who went to the Capitol on January 6th because you thought there was fraud. So who's really stupid?
No, I didn't go to the Capitol on January
Yes,
6th.
you did. Yes, you did.
No,
You
I didn't
told
go
me
in the
you went there.
Capitol.
I didn't
Did
say
I
you
go in
went
the
in.
Capitol?
You
No, I
went
didn't go
there
in the
because
Capitol.
you thought there was fraud.
Uh,
So my question is, how
hey,
many
where do they
times are you going to fall for this
wait?
same trick?
Hey,
How many? How,
wait
how many? How
until
many? How many times are
wait.
you going to
Hey,
fall for
what's
the
the
same
FBI doing
trick?
in Georgia right now?
He can't answer my question.
What's
See,
the FBI doing in Georgia right now?
on another wild goose hunt.
Wait till it comes out, my man. Wait till it
Okay,
comes out.
so I'm gonna call you Mister Wait
What's
until it
going on
comes
in
out,
Arizona
Mister.
right now?
You want to stop talking to me about the fraud stuff all of a sudden, right? Because the only
No,
people
no,
who keep
no.
falling for the fraud are
I
you.
just told you what is going on in Arizona and Georgia right now, dude.
I
They're
already
they're
told you.
they're getting the fraud ready for you to look at, so you
Nope.
can come back on and say, so you can come
Actually,
on and say, Jesus Christ, you were correct.
no. They're getting ready to try to rig the election, the midterms, because Donald
No,
Trump
that's
is
not.
so
That's your
unpopular.
opinion.
How much you want to
I'm
bet?
still waiting for one fact.
I just gave it to you. There was
No,
no
you didn't.
fraud. Who has been sent to jail because of the fraud in Minnesota that you were
Dude,
crying about?
that's
That sent all of you Trump supporters up there.
dude.
Who's
There's
been put in prison?
76 people were indicted. That's what Tim Wall said.
That was already
70,
happening before you went there.
of
That was
course.
hard.
But now we're finding more.
Okay, who's going to prison? Who's going to
It's
prison?
under investigation right now, dude.
Okay. By which? By the DOJ?
Again,
Wait,
yes,
wait. Okay,
yes,
so
by the
let me ask you a
DOJ.
question. Do you trust this current DOJ?
Of course, 100%.
So you love eating Fed slop.
No, no, no.
Wow.
This is all facts, my man. You haven't
Okay,
given a
okay,
fact yet.
okay, okay. Well, I
I
can give
asked you
you
for
more
just one
facts.
fact. You haven't given
I'll give
one.
I'll give you another fact. Your daddy is in the Epstein Files. Trump, he's all over them. That's
Show.
another fact.
Doesn't matter. There's many people in the
Of
Epstein
course, it
files.
doesn't. It doesn't matter. Interesting.
There's,
All of a
there's
sudden, you don't care
thousands
about.
and thousands of people's names in there.
Is
Doesn't
Joe
mean they did
Biden in
anything
there?
wrong.
Is Joe
Not
Biden in there?
show me one video or one piece of evidence that says he slept with an underage person.
Oh, there's a
And
lot
I
more
will
that he
come
did.
and I will come on the side of Dark Zeus if you can prove
Okay,
that.
okay. Well,
Prove it to
do me
me.
a favor. Do me a favor. You got
Okay.
another device on you,
For what?
so you can go on the X and you can look up all these other people who've posted evidence that showed that Donald Trump has done things with children.
Nobody has posted any evidence, dude. They posted
As
hearsay.
a matter of fact, there's an Excel spreadsheet created by the DOJ that you trust that shows that Donald Trump did things with children. So,
No,
are,
that's a lie,
okay,
dude.
okay.
Stop it.
So all I can say to you is, no matter what truth I give you, you're going to reject it because you love worshiping Donald Trump.
No, I don't
You don't
worship
care.
anybody. I don't worship anybody. I told you before. I vote Republican because I run a business. They give me more money. I don't care about
And
anything
we
else
and we
besides money.
no, no. And we've already talked about your business, right? You're in
Yeah,
construction, right? You're in construction.
right.
Right. So
My
the
business
tariffs
is
have had an
booming.
impact on you. The tariffs have had an
Oh,
impact on you, and the mass
no,
deportations have
not
had
at
an
all.
impact on
No,
you.
they haven't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't employ illegal aliens, dude.
You-
It
you-
has no impact on me.
yeah, but you pay taxes in this country,
Hey,
correct?
with
You
illegal immigrants, with illegal aliens being
look at you.
gotten out of Virginia, I get more jobs now.
Look at you. Look at you.
Yes, I get more
You're
work.
no, you don't.
Now that they're gone, I get more work.
In
I
case
mean,
you
it's
have,
booming right now.
yeah, okay, great. But the thing about it is, you're not speaking from reality. You're speaking based off of what you feel, right? You got any
No,
evidence to
no.
support that?
Reality is money in my bank account, man.
Okay, well then tell
That's
me why
reality.
show me what's in your bank account.
Uh, Show me what's in yours.
No. You're the one up here bragging and saying you got it made.
Yes,
Prove
yes, I
to
do
us that
have it
you
made.
actually
Yes,
prove to us
yes,
that
dude.
Donald.
I have it made. My business is booming. ICE just came in and snagged up 20 people in Virginia Beach, dude. Snagged them up and
Yeah,
took them right off the job site.
yeah. So in other words, you have no proof of success,
Yeah, my
right?
business.
But
You
one
see
thing you
where I
can
live.
say, one
You
thing
see
you can
where I
say,
live, dude.
yeah. You were living
You
like
don't
that under
drive.
Biden. Hold
You
on, you
don't
were
have an
living like that.
$800,000
Oh,
house. You don't
hold
drive
on.
an $80,000 vehicle if you're not successful.
Okay, you don't know what I do. You don't know what I don't do. Like I said, if I
You don't
told
do
you what
any
I
of
did,
those.
if I told
I'm
you
gonna
what
say
I did, I probably
you
hurt your
probably drive a
feelings.
Pinto. You probably drive a '76 Pacer.
Okay, so this is not a serious conversation,
It
and
is
this is what I
serious.
want. This is what
You
I
said
wanted
you
to
were going to
do.
produce a fact. You haven't produced one fact yet.
Yeah, because you don't accept facts.
But
How
you
can you
didn't
produce
produce one.
facts? How can I produce facts with someone that refuses to listen?
No, no.
I told you where
Produce.
to go look up this information. Just look it up. Do you
I
have a
already did
second
look it
device
up.
on
I
you?
already did look it
Okay,
up.
so
Nothing,
go look.
nothing implicates Trump into anything sexual with minors.
Hmm. What
Nothing.
can I?
Not one
Okay,
word.
okay. So let me
Nothing.
ask you. Let me ask you this: what can a person say to a person that refuses to accept truth? What can they say to them to make them start accepting the truth?
You'll have to prove the truth, my man. You haven't.
Right. So you just made a statement, which is a bold-faced lie,
What's a lie?
that there's nothing that implicates him.
There is nothing.
You would have been better off saying it hasn't been proven,
No, no, no. There's, dude, for
but
something to be
his
proven, it
name is
has to,
his
it
name is in
doesn't
this.
implicate anybody.
His name is in the new batch that was released over
That
4,500 times, and you're
that
gonna sit
doesn't
on
matter.
social
So
media.
what? That
Yep, no,
doesn't
but then
matter.
you. So then that means you were wrong.
That doesn't even
So
his name
now
being
we've gone.
mentioned in the
So
files could be put in there because he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago all those years ago, dude. I mean, you have no idea what you're talking about. You're not talking facts right now. You're talking
could
your
be,
opinion.
could
You're
be.
talking opinion.
So let me ask you a question: if Joe Biden's name was in there over 4,500 times, would that be a problem for you? Because you seem to think that Biden is a bad
No, it
person
wouldn't be
because
a
of the
problem.
diary.
I don't
Okay,
care
so
whose name is in there. When if they do an
so you
investigation and it comes out that they have concrete proof, anybody, I don't care whether they're left or right,
do
had
you have any proof that?
relationships with minors, I want them to be buried under the jail.
Okay, so then say that right now because there is concrete proof about
There
Donald
is
Trump.
no concrete proof, dude. You're
Then
making you're saying your opinions.
okay, so let's slow this down. Were him and Epstein friends at one point in time, based on your understanding?
Yes, back in the early
Okay,
2000s. Yeah.
so let's say it this way together. Donald Trump was friends with a pedophile. Say it.
Did Donald Trump know he was one?
No, say it.
Did he know he was one?
Yes.
No, he doesn't.
Okay, so you can't
The,
bring
the
yourself to say
reason
these. So listen
the
to you
reason he kicked
struggle.
him out of Mar-a-Lago because he was trying to mess with underage girls at Mar-a-Lago. That's
So
why he
then
kicked him out.
so then that
So
means he
once
knew.
he
That
found
means he
out that
knew.
he was
That means
messing with little girls, he booted him, dude.
so that's why. So then you are acknowledging he knew he was a P3DO
No,
by saying
he
by
didn't. He
making that
didn't.
statement. By making that statement, you
No,
knew.
that's a
So
lie.
so
You're
so
lying
let me.
again.
Do you know about the birthday book, the birthday card Donald Trump sent to Epstein on his 50th birthday? You can go look that up. I'm not going to
I
do your
looked it
homework.
up, dude.
I'm
We
not
all
going to do
seen
your
it.
homework. Okay,
That
okay.
hasn't been that
So what was
hasn't been
his?
proven. That
What was
hasn't been
his?
proven. See, you got people in your thing reporting me, dude.
I'm getting reported too. So
Yeah, your
this,
people
this is
reporting me. No one's reporting
no,
you.
no. What's being reported is you because you refuse to be honest. You are covering for a predator,
No,
and you
that's a
won't
lie.
even.
Look,
Yeah, it's not funny.
the birthday
Yeah,
card hasn't been proven that was from Trump.
yeah. It has been.
No, it hasn't.
Okay, so again, do your own homework. All right. Secondly,
Trump said it wasn't from him. Who said
okay,
it was from him?
the Epstein estate.
The Epstein
Who do you
estate
think?
can't. It would have to actually be Epstein himself to say yes.
Okay,
Trump said
okay,
this to me.
okay. So, and then Epstein himself said, "Guess what? Trump is the dog that hasn't barked."
Is Epstein alive or dead right now?
We honestly don't know because guess what happened to Epstein? Guess what happened to
We
Epstein for
we
some
know
strange
what happened to
reason?
him, dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
we know what happened to him,
under whose administration?
dude. We know what happened to him. Hillary
Okay,
Clinton got to him.
okay,
Hillary Clinton got to him.
so is this is why I figured this would be the easiest way to get this done because I know you will never admit these words that I just asked you
Dude,
to
you
repeat,
haven't
which
put
is
out
that
any
Donald.
facts, though. You said you were going to give me facts. You haven't put out any facts.
I've
You're
done
giving
enough.
your own opinion. Your own opinion
Listen,
isn't facts.
I've done enough. I've done enough for you because
Your own
guess what?
opinion isn't facts. You
Guess
said I'm
what?
going to put out facts. You haven't put out one, not even one
Yeah,
fact.
I just told you he was friends with Epstein, and Epstein is a pedophile.
He was friends with, you said, did
No,
Donald
no,
Trump
no. So
know
no,
he
no,
was
no.
one?
Yes, he did.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
You don't know that. You personally do not know that.
Okay, so did they go to parties together?
They may have. I have no
Okay,
clue.
no,
Do you
no.
know?
Of
Did you go to
course you
parties
don't.
with him?
Okay, okay. Of course you don't.
Did you
Did
go to
any of
parties with him? Were
were
you there?
were
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 you there?
victims and survivors recruited on Trump's property? Do you know
No,
about that? Okay,
doesn't
so
know.
you're wrong. And I
No,
would
I'm not
encourage
wrong.
you, and I would encourage
I would
you.
encourage you to look at it again and read the hearsay.
Yeah,
Give me a fact. You
I
haven't
just
posted
gave
any
you one.
facts.
I just
That's not
gave
a
you one.
fact. That's
And
not
the
a
fact.
fact you said.
So here's the thing, because I don't got much time. I'm busy doing something.
You're not busy doing anything, dude. Your only job is TikTok. Stop it.
Okay. So because you cannot be an honest person, despite all this information that's
Dude, there's
coming
no.
out,
You got to
I
give me
don't see the.
facts. I don't go off opinions.
I
I
don't
don't go
see.
off
I don't.
Democrat
There,
tears.
there's no reason for us to keep going back and forth, right? Because this is
You
very
said
heavy
you
stuff.
said you were going to come on and smoke me with some facts. You haven't given one freaking fact. Not one.
Yeah, well, because you can't talk to a person that's already dug in like you, right?
No,
But you
I
you
want
you
facts,
haven't
dude. I
you
want
haven't
concrete evidence. You give me a video or some audio. I want a video of Trump with a child or an
you
audio of Trump with a child talking to a child about
he said
SEX.
things.
Give
He
me
talked
that.
about it. He said that about Ivanka.
No, he never said
He
anything like that about Ivanka.
he
Shut up,
he
dude.
actually used
He
the word
he
sex. He said, "If
said
what
some
do her and him
outlandish
have?"
stuff. He never
Yeah,
said no. He
yeah.
never
He
said
said
he would
that. He
have
said that.
sex with his daughter. That's a
He
lie.
said he said if he was
No.
if she wasn't his daughter, they'd be dating, which is
Yes,
implying
that
he
has
would have
nothing. That
sex
was
with her.
yes.
That's
That was an
implying that he would
outlandish
have
statement.
sex. No,
That
no,
was an
no. So
outlandish
own it.
statement in the early
Of course.
2000s,
Okay,
dude. Stop,
okay.
stop the madness. Was it a
When you
stupid statement? Absolutely. I wouldn't say that about my own
yes,
daughter. And
BS, dude. I'm
either
gonna
would
call
you if
BS
you had one. But
because you're sitting up here
Trump
defending
says
this guy.
outlandish
Let me
stuff all the
ask you.
time, dude. He
Let me
never
ask
said
you
that he wanted to
one
have
last question.
sex with his daughter.
One last question. Can I just say
That's your
this? Because
opinion.
why are you defending this man
I'm
so
not
much?
defending anybody.
Okay,
I don't defend anybody,
okay.
dude. You give me facts.
Delusional.
You
Okay,
give
you're
me facts.
delusional.
You
Okay, so
haven't
you're
given
being
one fact.
delusional. You're being
You haven't
delusional.
given one fact, dude. None.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, listen. I think my work here is done. You know the difference between right and wrong, and you're still choosing to be wrong, and I can't
I'm
fix
never
that.
wrong, dude. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm Jesus Christ. I'm never wrong.
Okay, fair enough.
I've never been wrong in my life. It ain't going to start now with you.
Okay. Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, happy Sunday. What I just did is I showed you all what a demon, a MAGA demon, what it looks like. You know, we're all trying to enjoy our weekend, and as you can see, the bottom of the barrel Trump voters, they are still out here worshiping Donald Trump. They know what's in those files. They've read it themselves, just like we all have. Some of the stuff that's in those files, we can't even discuss it on TikTok. And they will get in the box and argue themselves to death. It's really sick. It's really sick. And you can't really do much. You can't really do much at this point. There's a line, and you just have to say, these people are bad people. And Trash Bait, I refuse to call you by your username. Trash Bait is a good example of that. Very good example of how horrible and how sick his supporters really are. And I'll go one step further, Trash Bait. I'll say it. I could probably get into trouble. Maybe you and Trump have something in common. Maybe you and Donald Trump have a lot more in common than you're willing to admit. Because I asked you very plainly, I said, why are you defending this man so much? And you didn't give me a concrete answer. You could have at least said, you know what, he's helping to save my businesses. You know, he's helping to bring down the prices. But you couldn't bring up anything. So the only thing that a logical person could conclude is the reason you're defending him this much is because of those Epstein files. And it's truly sick. It's truly sick, dude. Worst of the worst in the scum of the earth. Yeah. Are there any more Trump voters in the audience, real quick, before I get up out of here? I want to see if maybe one of them is in as dark and disgusting as Trash Bait. I'm doing something right now. I'm in the gym right now, but I didn't want to keep going back and forth with Trash Bait. I'd rather just destroy him right here. Let his own words destroy him. He said he wouldn't say certain things about his daughter. I called BS on that. I called BS on that because now you at least are acknowledging that when Donald Trump said that about Ivanka, that that was inappropriate at the highest level. But then you still took your disgusting, vile self. Yeah, you should get in the gym too. You're out of shape. But you took your disgusting, vile self to a voting booth and went and voted for that guy. And then you wonder why we don't have a country. You want to sit up there and attack Don Lemon. You want to go after Alex Peretti and Renee Good, who have no control, no influence over your life. But then at the same time, you will excuse all the evil Donald Trump is doing to the United States of America. It's the worst of the worst. These people are sick. These folks are sick. I've never seen a decent Trump voter in all my years of being on TikTok. Never seen a decent Trump voter who had conviction, who had integrity, who stood on principles. At least, you know what I'll say? At least Marjorie Taylor Greene had more cojones than you, trash bait. At least she bowed out and left because she realized it was all a setup. There's no reason for you to be sitting out here regurgitating this cult scripture, this Fed slop. Total rejects. You're nothing. Where are the Trump voters at right now? Where are the Trump voters? Nowhere to be found. Good afternoon, Mount Negro. Good morning. Good morning, Nature's Mom. How are you?
Hey, darling, how are you? I just wanted to say hello really quickly and just let you know that, we support you each and every day. And by the way, it's kind of funny how obsessed these people are with you because they're in
Hmm.
your chat every single day, Monday through Friday. I'm at work. I can't get up in the box because obviously I'm at work.
Right.
But I appreciate each and everything that you do. You're amazing. Trash bait, we all know who you are. You're a
Hmm.
horrifying human being and you're on the wrong side of history. But I can guarantee you this, that at some point in time there is going to come a day where you guys are going to have to wear like the scarlet letter, so to speak, and hopefully we'll have you wearing your MAGA hats, and you know we're going to make it known around these streets, around where we are, that you are
Absolutely.
the enemy. We are not.
Absolutely.
So, Zeus,
Absolutely.
I love you, baby. Thank
All
you for
right.
everything that you do. I'm always in the chat. Like I said, I'm at work. I can't come up, because I'm doing my liberal job, right? So,
Right. I get it. But you're doing an outstanding job. You're doing an outstanding job, and I appreciate
oh,
you.
I have something to tell you very quickly, though, before I drop.
Yeah.
Nathan is going to be 21 this February.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, I know, right?
Tell him I
He's
said
in his
congratulations. Wow.
well, he's in his junior year in college, and he's doing
Wow.
amazing things, and
Yeah.
yeah, he's our future. He voted for Kamala Harris in his
Thank
very
you.
first election, and
Thank you.
yeah, we're raising a good man here. So anyway, but thank you for
Good
everything
news.
that
That's
you
some good
do.
news.
Yeah,
That's some
I
great
love
news.
you. I
All
love
right.
you, and tell Mama Zeus I love her too, and you can drop
Uh,
me if you
all
can. I
right.
love you,
All right.
bud.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Good to talk to you. All
You
right.
too. Have a good
Mm,
one.
Take care, sweetie. All
All
right.
right.
All right.
See, that's what being a decent human being sounds like. Positive energy, investing in the future, not out here simping like some people do for a grown man that's a disgusting, vile human being. Where are the Trump voters at? Identify yourselves in the comments section. Put a one in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. at that. Look at that. See? You see that? None of them. Nobody really in their right mind is still worshiping this guy. So let that sink in for those of you who are still out there. They don't want to identify themselves as Trump voters. Yeah, they don't want to identify themselves. I wonder why. Yeah, Vegas girl. Yeah, you should enjoy a Sunday. But you know you're doing wrong too by worshiping this guy. You know what's in those files. I, they know what's in those files. It doesn't take long to confront MAGA and expose their hypocrisy. Let's see. Who is this? Phrase 27. Phrase. Phrase. Can I help you? Nope. Brian. Brian, can I help you? Brian, are you there? Brian, are you there? Brian, are you there? Guess Brian's not there. It doesn't take long. Where are all my critics and my detractors at? The ones who search for me in other people's lives. Track me down over here. Yeah. They're gone, yeah. Tim, good morning. Or good afternoon. Tim.
Hey, how are
Tim.
you?
How can I help
Yes,
you?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, but can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, I think I requested that by accident. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Don't no problem. Oh yeah. See how this works? See how this works, trash bait? No one in here believes what you said. Everyone in here has looked at those files and has came to the same conclusion that the entire world has, which is your dear leader, your daddy. He's in there over 4,500 times. And you know what he says? Where there's smoke, there's fire. Case closed. That goes for you too, Vegas girl. You can keep trying to play both sides, but it won't work.
Why
You
are you
done?
still crying? If you're
Are
in the
you?
gym, let's see you in the gym, dude. I want to see you lift something.
So you don't got nothing else to do, huh?
Well, I'm still waiting for a fact.
Okay,
You
here's a
said Renee.
fact. Here's a fact. That's easy. You see how that works? See how that works? Now wave a white flag if you want to come back up here. You liar. Huge liar. These are some of the biggest liars on TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. Huge liars. What do they need to be arrested for, Vegas girl? You don't care about that. Who needs to be arrested? I'll wait. Tina, good morning. Well, I'm used to saying good morning. How are you doing, Tina? Tina, are you there? Tina, are you there? Nope. Wow. Wow. Looks like we're all on the same page. Looks like everyone's on the same page. Wow. No Trump voters. There's no Trump voters, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Oh, you didn't mean to. You were tapping and tapping, and then you just got carried away. I got it. It's hard for them, yeah. And let this show you all what's happening in all over America. You saw that special election in Texas. Republicans aren't showing up to go vote for a predator. Good morning, or Glabu. Good afternoon. I keep saying good morning.
Yeah, it's all good. I understand you.
Yeah, how can I
Yeah,
help you
so
though?
tyranny stage now that we weren't expecting to be in, but now we are.
You want to elaborate on that?
It went from eggs to this, murdering
Mm.
people, shooting them in their noggins.
Mm. Yeah.
Excuse me. I didn't mean to say. I pew pewing them.
Right. You got to use TikTok friendly language.
I don't agree with anything that's going on with this administration.
Hmm.
I'm really
Did you?
upset about everything. I live in the state of Arizona, and we
Who did
have
you
a
vote
law
for?
that's. I voted
I'm a.
for Harris.
Okay. I just wanted to double check.
I voted for Harris. I voted for Democrat all the way down the line.
Hmm.
I'm a Californian. I was born in El Paso, raised in California, living in Arizona. So
Got
I've
it.
been back and forth across these southern states. I've traveled to Oregon, Reggae on the River. I've done everything, man, up and down these western states, all the way to Utah and I've never seen anything like this before. I'm upset, and when I write in the comments, I'm pissed off and I cuss a lot.
Well, you have every right to be upset. A lot of us are. Um, and so at least we are united in understanding how important it is to resist this current administration. Right?
I agree with that, but do we understand what's going on? Do we all have an
Well,
understanding what's happening to people in the streets right now?
I believe most of us do. And if they haven't been watching, they're now watching. But you understand there are people that are still worshiping this demon.
I see that, and
Yeah.
what
Yeah. Talk to
messes
them.
me up, Zeus,
What's
what
that?
messes me up, Zeus, is I saw these little kids in this internment camp screaming, "Let me out!
Yep. I
Let
saw
me
it too.
out!"
Yep. I saw it
And what
too.
are they doing, to those little kids? They can't find them.
Yep. Everyone should be alarmed. I know I am. That's why I have to go
This is
online every morning.
crazy.
That's why I have to get up every day and get out there and keep putting the truth out there because this is not going to be something that I allow to get swept under the rug without at least speaking out against it, right? So I
I
admire
won't stand for it.
that's our civic duty. I believe that we as citizens of this country, you should at least be doing everything in your will in your power to speak out against injustice, no matter who it's happening to, because at the end of the day, if you allow it to happen to someone else, then you're okay it for someone else to allow it to happen to you, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at
And
Jesus
so,
Christ down here in the chats talking shit. It's people like them that pisses me off, dude.
yeah.
Keep doing God's work, and I'll talk to you later, Zeus.
All right, thank you. No problem. Have a good one. And stay strong. Stay strong out there. Don't give up.
Will do, sir.
All right, fair enough. See this, ladies and gentlemen. While while a lot of these so-called Christians, I call them fake Christians, like the one you see in my comment section, who's crashing out. He's been crashing out ever since those Epstein files got dropped. Uh, a lot of people in the country, they are laser focused on this regime, this evil regime, and they're showing up in mass numbers, numbers you've never seen before, in places you've never seen them voting. All of these Republicans who are still out here worshiping Donald Trump, voting them right on out of office, because accountability is coming. Accountability is coming. And Trash Bait, Nathan's mom was right. When this is all said and done, we got you on record. We know your position. And there will be trials. People will be held accountable for all these lies. People will be held accountable for all this unaliving, this harm that's being done to innocent children. You can pretend like your daddy's name isn't in those Epstein files, but we all see it. That's why a lot of Republicans aren't showing up to go cast their vote. This midterm is going to be a nasty part. It's going to be a nasty world for all of you people out there worshiping Donald Trump. It's going to be a nasty world. And I look forward. I really do. I look forward to seeing every single one of you cry. Crocodile tears on your knees begging Democrats not to put you in jail. Look, how can we not put you in jail when we see what you're doing to these innocent children? You ever thought about that? That goes to the Russian bears too. Tried to ambush me on the live yesterday, the Russian bears. Oh, don't tell people what I used to do, Zeus. You know, they like to pretend like they help children, you know, and they went and watched that movie Sounds of Freedom. Remember how they all got so worked up the Epstein files get dropped? They're quiet as a church mouse right now. No smoke for Donald Trump. How could he be mentioned in there over 4,500 times, 4,500 times, and you can't say a word about your daddy, about your dear leader? Give me a break. You all know he's guilty. That's why you're sitting there hiding. I asked, there's only 100 people in here. You mean to tell me 199 people are Democrats and only one person is a Trump voter? But y'all want to sit out here and pretend like y'all got a mandate? Who you got a mandate for? There's not. There's nobody in their right mind supporting Donald Trump. Case closed. And if they are sitting out here propping up Donald Trump, they're only doing it just to see if they can make a little coin on TikTok about it. But they know most people that are creating content in a political space, I believe personally, they're starting to change their narrative because number one, there's no more money in MAGA. There's no more money in MAGA. So the only thing you got to pivot. You got to start talking like the rest of the people are talking and saying, Houston, we have a problem. Yeah, you do have a problem. But they still wanted to know what was in Hunter Biden's laptop. Yet make every excuse for the Epstein files. Yep, you're right, lady boss. They know Hunter's laptop. They know about Joe Biden's being in his daughter's diary. And that is enough evidence in their world for them to say, oh yeah, Biden's definitely a bad person. He sniffed him. He sniffed his. But you got Donald Trump's name 4,500 times plus in the Epstein files. And this is not the first batch either. But you got his name in there, and then you're sitting there going, "Oh, well, was it proven?" Give me a break. Everybody that still supports Donald Trump, I'll be honest with you, they're liars. They're all liars. I have never on this app met an honest Trump voter. The do nothing Dems will continue to do nothing. Oh, you want to talk about it, Vegas girl? Come on up here. 'Cause you're sitting there looking for somebody to save you when you should be focusing on saving yourself. I saw that you put in there, you worship only God. Uh, I'd like to know what Bible chapter and verse you got that from. Because we can judge a tree by its fruits. You do know that, right? And you do understand an evil tree can't bring forth good fruit. You do know that. That's in the Bible. But I know you don't want to have that conversation either. So I'm going to go ahead and label you just like I label all the other people that worship Donald Trump. Y'all a bunch of hypocrites. Nothing but the modern day scribes and Pharisees, seeing children being torn apart from their families at the hands of this. Only God can judge me. You're not Tupac. You're not Tupac. You don't know nothing about that. I'm judging you. I'm judging you. I could look at you and I could just tell you're not a good person because your feet, they're on unstable ground. The Bible has a passage about folks being lukewarm. You know that scripture, right? You can't be lukewarm. You either standing for what's right or you're not. You can't be in the middle. And I know your pastor probably didn't tell you that today, but I'm telling you it. And look at that. I did it free of charge. I did it free of charge for you, Vegas girl. You can't be sitting around hanging out with these heathens, hanging out with these demons, and then thinking God's going to take you in. He ain't going to take you in. He's going to spew you out. All right. You sitting here. I haven't even heard you say a thing about the Epstein files. Now that I think about it, I haven't heard you say a single thing about those Epstein files. But you want me to come together with you. I can't do it. I can't come together with no devil. I really can't. Okay, and the Bible says, how can two walk together unless they're in agreement? I don't agree with Donald Trump. And I've had a Trump voter come up and name three things that Donald Trump did that makes him a good person. Even Trump supporters can't even name three things that make Donald Trump a good person. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that. But you know why Trash Bait comes over here and listens to Zeus and Nutty. I see you, Nutty, and Sheep. You know why they come? Because they're starving inside. They have no truth in them. They're dead on the inside. When they hear me talk, when they hear us talk, and we speak truth and we speak freely, they see that's life. Did I invite you or did you seek me out? You sought me out because you still are confused about why people come and listen to whatever I'm doing on the internet. I'm only one of billions of people on this planet, but you keep coming back. You and all the other demons, y'all come back and y'all take from the kingdom, but you never give back. You're ungrateful and you're miserable individuals. And if you were listening to the words we were saying and actually putting it into practice, you would actually probably be better people, you know? Because it's not like you're the only person out here that the devil is taking advantage of. A lot of us have came from a lot of bad places and we're now doing better. But you want to sit there and be a bunch of miserable people and I'll call you lazy now that I think about it. Bunch of lazy people who refuse to do the work that it takes to become a better person. Grown men on the internet crying all day for Donald Trump to give them attention. Please, daddy, please, daddy. Here, I'll give you all my money. I'll give you all my money, daddy. Just please acknowledge me when I go to your rally and I wear that red hat. These folks are sick, ladies and gentlemen. These folks are real sick. And not everybody, and I'll be the first one to say it, not everybody can make it into heaven. So I already know 99.9% of you Trump voters, hell will be your portion. Going straight to hell with gasoline draws on. I asked this guy, Trash Bait, very simply, tell me that your dear leader, your daddy, was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Lady boss, thank you. You see your daddy in those files. You know Epstein was a P3DO. Admit it. Say your daddy was friends with a P3DO. That's not a lie. That's a fact. But then you're going to sit up here and say, Zeus, you haven't given me a fact. It's a fact Donald Trump was friends with Epstein. What more do we need to say? Oh, now you want to get into the nuances of his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. You go down that rabbit hole all you want. You keep going on. Oh, you don't know anything about what came out in these files. You haven't seen any of these videos and photos of Epstein with little girls. You haven't seen any of that, but you seen what Joe Biden did with Ashley Biden. Give me a break. You got eyes, but you can't see. You got ears, but you cannot hear. And that's because you're cursed. A lot of you Trump voters are cursed. Uh-oh, who do we have here? Sweet Babies, 1973. Good morning. Hey, little Far. Sweet Baby, how are you
Hey,
doing?
I'm good. I want to thank you first for all you do.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Second,
you.
what cracks me up is they were all on the AB thing.
Right.
Women would rather unalive than to protect a child. But then they were okay with them not feeding kids, taking education from kids. But now they're going to sit here and protect P3DO. How does that make sense?
Sorry about that. Yeah. It doesn't make sense when you're a free thinking person, right? Because you can obviously see there's a fundamental breakdown in their logic. But when you have what they have in common with Donald Trump, which isn't money, it's that predatory nature, then it all makes sense. They genuinely believe that if they got these files, that they would then be able to say, see, you're all just like us, right? Because that's why they were
Right.
hoping that the Democrats were in there. Because then they would have been like, look, we're all doing it. So it's not a problem. That's what the whole thing was about. But they can't do that because the people they thought were in those files, they're not in those files. And the person that they put in that White House, he's the center of those files. And now they
Well,
got to live
even
with that.
even with us, I don't care who's in them files. I don't care if it would have been Biden, Obama, whoever harmed a child, they need to be put under the jail, not in it, under it.
And you're totally right. You're totally right. And I do believe accountability will come. And what we're seeing right now, especially with these special elections, is that the electorate, Republicans that feel and know that they were lied to, they might not vote for a Democrat, but they will not go and show up to vote for Donald Trump, which
Exactly.
which is what we need them to do, because that's the least that they can do to prove that they are still decent, civilized people. That's the most American thing a Republican could do, is to not show up and vote, and let
Yeah,
the
my
Democrats and
niece,
all the other ones that are serious about holding these folks accountable, let them get in there and do the job and hold these folks accountable.
my
Go you.
niece,
Oh, sorry. Go for
she's
it.
a MAGA. She will protect Trump no matter what. And
Wow.
when are you going to open your eyes? Like, I know you can read because we were taught to read very young. When are you going to open your eyes and see what this man really is, who he really is?
Well, have you had an opportunity to check in with her? I don't know. I don't know, but I have relatives that are doing the same thing. And these are the ones that I say, you know what? Everybody won't make it into heaven. Some folks got to go to hell, even some of our loved ones, but they got to go, because
When
right
the
is right
files
and wrong
came
is
out,
wrong. Huh?
when these last bit of files came out, she said Biden read them. He wrote all of them. I'm like, how did Biden write them when Biden was in there? This stuff was still in courts with Maxwell. How did he write them?
Well, I mean, why would Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, Crooked Joe, why would he waste all of his time as president writing those files? That's sick. And again, and I'd hate to say this, it makes me go, maybe a lot of you got a lot more in common with Donald Trump than I thought. Maybe, maybe something happened, you never know. But there's no excuse for them to be supporting somebody that they know was friends with a person as sick as Epstein.
Trash bait. If you could really read, since you want to say Biden had the files, if you could really read, you would know during Biden's administration, Maxwell was still going through litigation, so nobody had these files but the courts. So go try to read. If you can't read, I'm sure you can find somebody to read it for you. So you know that there's no way that Biden even was near these files.
He knows that. He knows that. That's why he's sitting in here. He's struggling and he's having a total meltdown, because he knows what you just said is true, and he can't live with himself. He's at war with himself. It's not just him; it's a lot of them. But they know the right. They know the difference, and the writing is on the wall. It is true. All right. Well, listen, sweet baby. Thank you so much. All right. I'm going to try to bring someone else up.
You're welcome. Thank you for all you do again.
No, thank you. Thank you. I'm giving you a follow too. Yeah. See, all I want is honest people to get up here and tell what they understand is happening in America. But we can't get Trump voters to do that. We can't get them to do that because for some strange reason, the devil's got their minds. Zena. Hi, Zena.
Oh shoot! I'm sorry, Zeus.
Oh, you
I was
accidentally sent the request.
I was hitting gifts, and
Oh,
requested
thank
by
you.
the gifts, and
Yeah.
I haven't been able to give you gifts lately because it wasn't working with. I don't
Don't,
know. TikTok is
don't
messed up.
worry. Don't
But
worry. You know.
anyways, I love you. I watch
All
you
right.
all
Love
the
you too.
time,
Thank
even
you.
on YouTube. You
Thank
are
you.
the best, and
Thank
thank you so
you.
much for being you.
Thank you. You too. All right. Don't worry about the gifts. As long as you out here standing up for what's right, that's all
I'm
that
out.
matters. All right.
And that's what I'm doing because they're coming to ICE is coming to Springfield. Where they were eating the cats and dogs.
Uh
Next
huh.
week they're coming, and DeWine, our mayor, is letting them come, and it's not going to be pretty.
Wow. Wow. Well, you stay strong, stay safe out there. All right. And again, keep standing up for what's right. All right.
I will. Thank you so much, Zeus. Love you.
Thank you. Love you too. All right.
All right. Bye bye.
See this? Real honest Americans, they see what's happening in this country and they're making sure everybody is on the same page about what's happening so that we can rid this virus. It's a virus in a way. We got to get rid of it in the United States. And that means we're going to have some very difficult moments right now in order to stop this regime from being able to accomplish the mission they're trying to accomplish. One of them is clear. They definitely want to rid the midterm elections to make sure that all those people that are in his cabinet, who we now know have ties to Epstein, cannot be held accountable. But that's not going to happen. We will hold these people accountable. And maybe it's not happening as fast as I would like for it to happen. But I do believe the vast majority of this country, they're over this whole MAGA BS movement. And his supporters know. I used to get on this app, MAGA, get in the box, let's have a conversation. And they were so thrilled to get in the box and spew their lies and spew their misinformation. Now they all have shame to their name. And rightfully so. Shame, you're lucky. Like I said, a lot of y'all are so lucky. It's just shame right now. It could be a lot worse. It could be a lot worse for you Trump voters. If it wasn't for the Democrats, MAGA, as much as we're not as popular, and I have my problems with the Democrats, trust me, if we weren't at least the other party that people could vote for to actually start trying to get this thing back on track, this country would be totally gone. And to think, you all gave up all the progress we've made as a country. The person you chose was Donald Trump to be that guy. Sick. Not even Putin was in the Epstein files. Just sick. Just sick. Y'all got to have some sort of standards. You guys, you couldn't find a better dictator, MAGA. You couldn't find a better person to hit your wagon to try to pull this ridiculous, crazy thing you're trying to pull off. You went and got the worst of the worst, the scum of the earth, just the assistant to the devil. I've never seen anything like this in my life. Just pure incompetence. And then you want to try to get up here and talk to me. Oh, Zeus, look, you gotta start considering this and that. No, what I need to do is tell you to sit your ignorant self down and get in the back of the class. As a matter of fact, you might want to drop out at this moment and go find you another place. A Democrat won the seat in Florida. Yeah, Shay, you want to come and tell us about it, Shay? I don't know if you can, but it would be nice. That's some great news. There you go. Hi, Shay.
Hey,
Hey, how's it
yeah,
going?
Tarrant County. Remember Val was telling you about that? Um,
Mm-hmm.
it was a huge election. It hasn't been Democrat in over 50 years. Trump
Yeah.
won it by 17 points in 2024. And a Democrat just got elected to the Texas State Senate. So,
Thank God. Thank God. And I did know this. I knew that happened. But what does that say as far as you're concerned? Because I know you're in Texas, but and you know
yeah.
Texas politics. What does that say to you?
Now, mind you, that is also Jasmine Crockett's area, right? So they did this
Right.
gerrymandering, right?
Right.
It's not working. That's the thing, is there is a pendulum swing that is happening. And the Democrats have won over 25 special elections since the 2024 election. And we also just put in Christian Menifee. So finally, the Texas 18 seat has been filled in the House of Representatives. And Jasmine Crockett is taking him to Congress tomorrow. And hopefully we'll get Mike Johnson to swear him in immediately.
And so that's great news. And as far as I'm concerned, right? Because we
Yep.
know Donald Trump is trying to rig this whole thing. The
Mm-hmm.
Jerry and what you said is gerrymandering didn't work.
Nope, sure didn't.
Yeah. Huh. And what do you think may have contributed towards this shift?
People are going to be what they did back.
Oops, I'm sorry, I muted you, Shay. I muted. I wanted to mute myself, but I accidentally muted you. Could you unmute yourself?
Yes, no problem, my friend. I know you got a noisy background, but I love that you're doing a live this Sunday. Yeah, so what that means is that people are getting more activated to vote. The reason we lost in 2024, the Democratic Party, is because people sat out the election on our side. What you're going to see are independents, people that haven't voted before, people on the left, people on the right are going to show up and stop this madness. This is what's happening. They're absolutely waking up to the fascism of this administration and taking 5-year-olds and that are legally here and traumatizing them and all the stuff that they're seeing, CCOT, the arresting of journalists and Jimmy Kimmel and all the stuff that they're doing is absolutely against the Constitution, and they're not addressing anything with the economy, which he ran on. And that is what is happening. Vegas girl, go eat a snack. Get out of here. Nobody cares what you have to say. You're just trolling. That's all you do. But that's the thing that we're seeing. And this is the pendulum swing. And we see it in history all the time. That's why he's going to do everything he can to stop people's right to vote. That's why he went into Fulton County. That's why he's doing what he's doing. He's going to do anything he can to stop the American people from voting because he knows it's coming. He knows it's coming. And this is it. People are seeing it. They're waking up. I heard Snuggles is waking up. Is that true?
No.
Okay.
No.
I know he's not going to be. Okay, go ahead.
They're doing a mocking of the Epstein Files have came out, and now they're going, oh, we all see now that Donald Trump is a bad person, but then they turn around and laugh and bring up, Joe Biden and the diary and stuff.
Of course. Okay.
These people are not serious. These folks are sick.
It is so sick. To mock the Epstein Files? Seriously?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These are 13, 14-year-old women. We know that for a fact that there are 1,200 victims of a sex trafficking ring. And they're going to mock this. They're going to make fun of this. That's your side, y'all. That's your side.
Yeah. And you know what I believe? I firmly now believe it, Shay, that the reason they have been doing all of this, trying to find Democrats to say that they were in the files, Bill Clinton and, all these other Bill Gates, because they were really hoping and praying that they would be able to go, hey, look, we're all P3Ds, right? That's what they were hoping to say. Obama's a P3Dio, so it's not a big deal. We're all doing it. And they can't do that right now.
They can't. They can't. And they've been told that the Democrats are the deep state, that we drink, children's, stuff, that we do, all the stuff, right? All the QAnon conspiracies, right?
Yeah.
And what they're realizing is that's not what's happening, that the Trump administration has been actively covering up the release of this. And when it comes out, he's all over the files. He's all over them. And you can't deny that he is not actively trying to cover it up. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene running around saying, he told me to stop talking about him because a lot of his friends are going to get hurt. It's Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's not a voice for the left. When are you guys going to wake up? What's going on here?
Yeah. Well, they don't want to wake up because, then they would have to get on their knees and apologize and beg us for forgiveness. When did you start caring about the victims? Remember when we were
about the victims, Vegas girl? Again, go eat a snack. Go do something with your life.
Do you remember when they started that movie Sound of Freedom? Remember all that Sound of Freedom stuff they put us through on the right?
Yes.
We are Christians. We protect kids. I can't find any of those characters on this app to get up here and talk to us about those Epstein files. Isn't that funny? Or not funny. Isn't that sad? It's actually sad.
Yeah. Well, come to find out, that guy was behind the trafficking, the one that made that film. He was involved in the trafficking. The guy that made that film that y'all were running around crying about the sound. Oops. What happened there?
Wow. Yeah. So they've been exposed, and we're going to keep exposing them. That's why they want to sit there and say what they say in the comment section. We got over 200 people in here, and I've been asking because I already destroyed Trash Bay. I don't know if you saw that, but
I didn't.
He's been crying. He's been crying in my DMs to a degree. saying that we're lying about what we're doing and stuff. So I asked him to get in here and talk to me because I don't like going back and forth in DMs. That's just too much. And all he wants to do is make up stories to make himself feel good about his daddy being in the E files.
Lord have mercy. That's right, Takesha. I do think the Lord is moving, honey. I do believe that there is definitely a sign of things to come, and that's what's going to happen. And
Yeah.
I do believe that. I really do. I always believe good outweighs evil, guys. And sometimes we have to go through tough times in this country to wake up. We get very complacent as human beings, right? We get very lazy. We get very like, I don't want to deal with it, right? And that's how people like Trump can get in, is because only because the people that have the right to vote. 40% of people don't vote in this country. 40%, y'all. But it's things like this that are going to happen that get people to realize that politics is important, that voting is important, and to use your voice. And that's what you're going to see that's going to happen, I believe, honestly. I really do. I am positive. I'm worried, but I'm
Yeah.
also I'm very positive right now.
Yeah, I am too. And I'm glad that we're going through this exercise as a country because, to
Yeah.
your point, a lot of people sat out that last election because they felt a certain type of way. And now we're paying the price.
Yep. It wasn't this referendum for Trump. Trust me. It wasn't this, oh my God, we loved him. We need him back. Oh my God. It wasn't a referendum against the Democrats. It was an absolute, just people exhausted on having things done the way they really want to see this country done. And they also Palestine and all this stuff. And they're watching, wait a minute, this is even worse than I thought was going to happen to Palestine, under Trump. So it's going to drive people out to say, okay, maybe the Democratic Party isn't perfect, but it isn't this. Thank God. Thank God. Yeah, does Takesha want to come up? He'll bring her up. Is she in the request?
I don't see her.
There's a lot of people requesting her to come up. I guess people need to hear some spiritual
I don't
stuff.
see it in the request.
Oh, okay. Takesha, you feel like coming up, sweetie?
Hi, Shay.
Hi, Nathan's mom.
How are you?
I'm good.
All right.
I'm getting over a cold. I'm going to have to drop
good.
here in a minute, and I'm going to go eat some gumbo. I've got a friend having a little gumbo party at the house.
Bless your heart. I'm making chicken chili over here, but
Nice.
I'm going to hand the phone to my husband, and he can speak on this matter as a retired Marine. And, we had trash bait up here. So anyway, hang on a minute.
Hey, y'all.
Trash bait.
Greetings.
Hey, how are you?
Greetings. How's it going, sir? I haven't
It's
talked to
going
you in a
good.
while.
It's cold, man. No, haven't talked in a while. It's
Yeah.
cold. It's cold.
Okay.
But,
Well, surviving and thriving. It sounds like you're surviving and thriving, so that's good.
well, always. I mean, there's, it is what it is. You just adapt and overcome. That's how that works. That's how that works.
Totally.
Yeah. I mean, I heard a little bit of this whole Epstein thing. I think the bottom line is we on the left or left of the right or whatever the heck that we are, we need to make sure we stay focused on this is about the victims and that we demand justice. And that's it. I mean, they deserve justice, and whoever is brought to justice deserves to be brought to justice. And I don't care what party they're in. I don't care what religion they follow or what they've done or not done. No, if you were involved in this horrific bullshit, you need to be brought to justice. And quite frankly, if I had a daughter and I knew that or came to know that this was happening, or it had happened to her.
Be careful what you say.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to be careful what I say. No quarter. I would give no quarter to any of them. None.
And
And
I totally respect that. And I feel the same. I don't have a daughter, but if
yeah,
any of my loved ones that happened to them, and then you would see this guy, parading around on TV, running the country, that wouldn't sit well. I mean, not just him, but all the other people that are a part of it. But my concern is that I honestly think he's going to pardon everybody that's in those files.
yeah, but that
The,
he can pardon them, but they can be charged in state court, and he can't pardon that. They can come back and get them in state court, wherever the heck they are. And Donald Trump, he felt this because he was convicted in state court, regardless of what he tried to do and what he will try to do, which I don't doubt there'll be some kind of nonsense. But you have a woman who was convicted and sentenced to a long term, who was the right hand person of this pedophile, Epstein.
Peter.
Oh, pedo, whatever. And she's now sitting in a luxury federal prison, in Texas, the law and order, everybody needs to pay state. And where is that governor, Mr. Roll Around? Where is he in that regard? He has no problem with that. But if it was you or me, we'd be in, high security prisons in Texas with no nothing, quite frankly. And here she is. She's got a dog now, evidently. She gets different water than all the other prisoners. No one can interview her. Are you kidding me? Why aren't we screaming from the bleachers on this? We should be.
we should be, but this isn't
And,
the only crisis on the country right now, right?
well,
That's the
no,
thing.
but
We're being
no, it
we're being
isn't.
attacked on multiple fronts. I'm not saying that this isn't a priority, but I
No, no,
believe,
no, no, no. Don't get me started on ICE. I mean,
yeah,
don't.
I'm just, yeah.
Do not get
I
me
think they,
going there. But I
and then
mean,
we
we
got
ought
the
to be
possible
screaming
war
on
in
every one of
Iran.
these. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we got
ought.
the possible war in Iran. We got Venezuela. We got tariffs. I mean, it's exhausting. This administration is totally exhausting. And I do believe part of it is because they're trying to distract from what's in those files. They're doing everything they can to make sure we get distracted in terms of trying to hold these people accountable. I don't even want to call them people. These are monsters.
No, they're monsters, and I agree with you. But what my point being that we shouldn't take anything off the list of things that we're screaming about. If he
Right.
adds something, we should add it to the list. And ICE and these terrible things they did to those people in Minnesota, exercising their First Amendment rights and all these things. Even Don Lemon now, really?
Hmm.
Can you imagine? And here's what I say about the Democrats, our party. If Obama had arrested a white reporter from Fox News,
Oh, ho, ho.
can
They,
you imagine what would happen?
oh,
Well,
they
but
would have brought the electric chair to the White
exactly.
House.
So why aren't we screaming at the top of our lungs? Because quite frankly, I think all of it's interconnected. It's all this assault on our democracy. They don't pay attention and they don't care about federal order. They don't
Right?
worry about due process. That's in the Constitution, for God's sake. And we're not screaming at the top of our lungs to make this keep this at the forefront. There is no rock these people should be able to hide behind when they get out of government. I don't care if he gives them a pardon or not. We should be shining the light on these people wherever they go for the rest of their lives. Period. They have been a threat to democracy, and they will continue to be until we squash them. I took an oath, and I will honor it. And if that means, I hope it doesn't, that we have to do things and get back into a conflict, though.
A CW.
See,
I've heard talks.
yeah, and I, CW. No one understands how horrific those are. No one. Been there, done that. They're no, and even here, it was horrific. And we don't
Uh,
want that. I don't want that for my sons. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for your families. We no, but we're not the ones talking about that.
the storm. Remember, they said the storms are coming. I think.
Yeah, storms coming.
I firmly believe though the most patriotic thing or American thing a Republican can do right now is to sit this next election out.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
They got to sit
I
it
think
out
we're, I think you're
because
seeing
they've
them do it
destroyed this
already.
country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're seeing them do it.
It,
Yeah, I think we
so
are.
my hope is because they seem to lack the courage, right, to hold their dear leader accountable. Well, then they need to step aside and bring in a new group of politicians or a
Need it.
stronger group of that are willing to do this work. Because, like you said, we have a list, and everything on that list needs to be addressed.
Everything.
And then in the next election, all right. And I don't want it taking all day long to do like we saw happening under Biden. I think Biden tried to be, well, Merrick Garland, but I'll assign it to Biden.
Oh
I
no,
think that it.
he worked for
I
Biden.
think
Biden was responsible. There's no
yeah.
doubt at the end of the day.
I think they tried to prevent, being aggressive about it, which to me was a bad mistake. I think they should have released the files under the Biden administration, but since that didn't happen, you have to understand that the next administration that comes in, if they are Democrats, we can no longer play games.
Well, the funny thing is, you have the Justice Committee. I forget what they're called in the House, and he subpoenaed the Clintons. Well, actually, one
Yeah,
of the Democrats on
Comer.
that committee, yeah, one of the
Uh-huh.
Democrats brought up that, oh, by the way, you also subpoenaed Merrick Garland and these other people. He's like, I would love to hear from Merrick Garland.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
why aren't you pressing charges for him to testify?
Hmm. Yeah,
And I
he
was
needs to
like,
talk.
that's on point. We ought to
Yeah,
be demanding we hear from him. He was the attorney
absolutely.
general. And again, I go back to us as Democrats. We are not loud or aggressive enough. We're getting a little better, but we're not where we should be. We're not. And if we want this to get better, we have to be. And quite frankly, if that means we don't have a Republican Party and it turns into whatever it is, an independent party, whatever it becomes, fine, fine.
You're ready. You're ready to go forward with more aggressive tactics. Is that what
I
you're
am
saying?
ready. I think we're long past due. And I think the only thing that's gotten
It's
us
not
to where
fake
we
news,
are
Dane.
now,
It's not fake news, Dane. This
no,
is real. This is real
this is
spill.
real news. And we got to
Yeah.
keep calling out the truth here. And I think the truth has lost legitimacy, especially under this administration and his
Yeah.
previous one. And we got to
Yep.
bring it back and go, no, this is bullshit. If the truth hurts us, so be it. So be it.
Yep. Yep. If you can't handle the truth, then you really need to get out of this
Well, no,
business.
exactly. Then you're not qualified to be here to begin with. You
Thank
should have
you.
never put your hand up.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I don't
you.
think we're screaming that out loud enough. And quite frankly, I wish we would. But anyway,
Well,
that's my 2 cents, Zeus.
all right. Thank you.
I'm gonna
Thank
go
you.
back and get ready for whatever.
All right. All right.
Hey, and I really appreciate what you do, man. I love you.
All right. Thank
Take
you.
care
Love
of
you too.
yourself.
All
All
right.
right,
Thank you.
Zeus. I love you.
Later.
Thank you for letting him come up and speak. And Dame, you are lame.
Ooh.
Just saying.
All right, Nathan. All right,
And I
Nathan.
love you,
Thank you.
Shay. Y'all have a good day. Please drop me. I'll be in the chat.
All righty then. All righty then. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yes. Look at this. We have a lot of people testifying on high today. Yeah, that's what I want. Good news. Good information coming out of my platform, not a bunch of hate and lies. Hey, Takesha, how's it going?
Hey Zeus, how you doing?
I'm all right, doing what I do.
When I got on your show Friday
Uh huh.
and I gave y'all that good word from the Lord,
Right.
And I told y'all that God is moving. I didn't know he was gonna move that fast, Zeus. But I tell you one thing: the more cover he pull off Donald Trump, the people with common sense will get it. Those who are spiritually minded will
Mm-hmm.
get it.
Amen.
Those who aren't will pull those covers right back open.
Hmm.
I find it strange that when Bill Cosby had his accusers, before he could get to trial, everybody said he was guilty. When Puff Daddy had his accusers, before he could get
Hmm.
to trial, everybody said he was guilty.
Hmm.
R. Kelly had his accusers. Before he could get tried, everybody said he was guilty.
Hmm.
Donald Trump is all in the Epstein Files. And MAGA and Blagger are finding excuses as to why he's not guilty.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense, Zeus. Those women had no reason, those girls had no
Mm-hmm.
reason to lie on this man. What were they gonna gain by lying on Donald Trump? Now they probably believe everybody else in there did what they said they did, but why is it just him that's not guilty, Zeus?
Facts.
Out of all the
Facts.
people in the files, you know they jumped on Bill Clinton real quick.
Yep.
Everybody in there they believe is guilty,
Ain't that
but
something?
Donald Trump. That
Huh.
makes sense to you, Zeus.
No. I'm gonna be honest with you, it doesn't. Other than the
These
fact that
people are in a cult. These people have a
mm-hmm.
Donald Trump stronghold over their minds. That's
Hmm.
why they can't think straight. That's why
Okay.
they listen. They have a reprobate mind.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Let them know.
And
Let them
that's what's
know.
wrong with them, Zeus. They have a reprobate mind. Even if it I'm just gonna straight out say when it comes out that all this stuff is true, they're gonna still have an excuse because they have a reprobate mind. That is because they put all their trust in man and claim they got it in God.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They might as well
Takesha.
take the dollar bill and put in Trump we trust and take God
Mm-hmm.
out.
Yeah.
Because these
Yeah.
folks don't
Yeah.
trust the Lord. They don't have a spiritual mind because if they do, they will have discernment and they would know that everything that God is revealing,
Preach. That part.
see, he'll
Thank you,
let you get
Takesha.
away a long time, Zeus.
Feel like you
A
going to school.
long
No,
time, Zeus.
think you
But
ain't
at
getting a
some
whooping,
point,
huh?
Zeus, you got to reap what you sowed. The Bible says that you shall reap what you sow. Trump been getting away with stuff a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But get what, Zeus?
Get what?
It's refund season.
Ooh, you say it's refund season?
It's refund season, Zeus.
Ooh. You
And
ain't
he finna
talking
get
taxes.
everything back that he sold.
Bam. Thank you. That's facts. Because you can run, you can't hide. You can't hide from God, like Adam tried to do in the garden. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Everything he did, but listen, he gonna be just he another Nebuchadnezzar. He gonna
Speak
be
on it.
eating grass out there with the goats when God get through with him.
Oh, he with a slanted jaw, huh? He gonna be
I
eating like a goat,
promise
huh?
you, Zeus. He gonna be
Mm-hmm.
he gonna end up just like the evil kings in the Bible. They demise is here. And I'm gonna tell you what I think is strange, Zeus,
Go
because this
ahead.
the second time this thing happened. I think the people at the Justice Department honestly slide tell on him because you remember the first time the picture came out, they took it back like they didn't mean to do that. This
Oh,
time they had that file out. They took it back. Like they ain't mean to
yep.
let it out. I think they
Yeah.
slide telling on him, Zeus.
Because
And
you
trying to
can't
make
sit
it seem
there.
like they not to keep him pacified.
Thank you. Because honestly, if you work for the DOJ, Takesha, imagine you getting paid there, you've been working there years, and then you have to this assignment, and then you see Trump all in them files. That'd eat away at you a little bit, wouldn't it?
Yes.
It sure would. I don't want to be looking like I saw this and then I didn't do anything and then got to go tell my community that I frequent that I'm in that I was a part of this, so you got to get out there and stand for something now.
And then what makes it so sad, Zeus, is the people with children
Mm-hmm.
reading this stuff and still in denial.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever you support, the
Yep.
Lord let that thing come right back around and happen to you.
Because you will reap what you sow.
Yeah, don't come to us telling us if something happened to one of your children. We ain't gonna care.
Yeah.
We gonna treat it just like you treat it.
Dang.
But it
That's
don't have
cold.
effect on people unless it affects people.
Mm-hmm. And that's what you see in
Exactly.
them.
Hey, Takesha. Hey.
Hey, Shay.
Hey. All right. I love you guys. I got to drop. And
All
Zeus, thanks
right.
for having me up, my friend.
You're welcome. You're
All
welcome,
right.
Shay.
Love you. Everyone have a
All right.
wonderful
Love
day.
you too. Stay safe.
All right. You too, my friend. All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so like I said, I don't care who in there,
And
lock
I'm
him up.
listening. I'm inspired once
It could
again
be
because
my
you ain't
uncle, lock him up.
Mm-hmm.
It could be my daddy. It could
Jay-Z.
be
Jay-Z.
Zeus. It could be my son, lock him up.
Oh. Oh.
Lock him
Oh.
up.
You would do that if
That
your
is the
son did that.
nastiest thing a grown man can do to a child.
Facts.
That's
And
nasty.
he
I
had.
don't care who it is.
Do
I'll
you do
turn you
you
in myself.
do you believe that Donald Trump honestly had no idea how bad Epstein was, and that
He
maybe
did
he
it
just
all with him. I don't care what nobody say. I believe everything they say in them files.
you don't think there's not a little bit inside of you that thinks that maybe Trump just he knew something, but he didn't know it was this bad.
Let me tell you
You,
something, Zeus. I'm going to
go
say it
ahead.
again. I'm going to say it again. When you are spiritually connected to the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
he gives you discernment about things.
True, true,
He gives
true.
you
And he's
confirmation about
facts.
things. When you're praying about stuff, he'll come and confirm things that you
Mm.
prayed about, Zeus. I have no doubt in my mind that he was the ringleader with Jeffrey Epstein.
You said ringleader? Lord. Let me ask this though. Remember when Trump was asked, does he ask God for forgiveness? Remember that?
And he said he ain't nothing to ask for forgiveness for. That's how you know he don't know God. The
Wow.
Bible says you can't even go to God if you don't repent.
He should
So
at
if you're
least
too good to
repent.
repent, they better go dig up them golf courses. That's what they better do.
Yeah. He should at least repent for knowing Epstein and hanging out and partying with him. But he said he ain't got to do that.
Child, listen, I keep telling you, he don't think when you get away with stuff all your life, you think you on the right path. You think you untouchable. And these people have made him think he's untouchable, Zeus. So that's his mindset. I'm untouchable. I can do what I want to do. These folk can't do nothing to me. But God sits high and he looks low. And he punishes those who need punishing, Zeus.
You
It
hear that,
won't be
MAGA?
long.
You hear that, MAGA? Punishment coming your way. Fast track, straight to MAGA. Because there's no way, because they can't say he didn't know. We know, and we wasn't even friends with Epstein, right?
Zeus, I was done with Donald Trump the other day when he said he know God is pleased with the job he doing in the United States.
Lord
And I
have
was saying to
mercy.
myself, that's how you know he doesn't know him. Because everything he does goes against the word of God.
Facts.
Everything
Facts.
he does goes against God's word. He don't. That's why the Bible says that my name is on their lips, but their hearts are far from me. That's why when people
Amen.
get in the box and say they know God and God number one in their life, baby, bye.
Yep.
Their fruit so rotten you can't even tell. Cause see, what you ain't got to do, Zeus, is you
What's
ain't got to
that?
put in your bio, I love God. You ain't got to
Showed
put in
up.
your bio, I'm a Christian. You ain't even got to let folks know you're a Christian. But your walk and your talk gonna let them know who you serve. And when
Go
you
ahead.
talking reckless and you laughing at a man, calling a woman out her name and piggy, and that was funny to you, yeah, you don't know God.
Preach it.
You don't
Preach
know
it.
him.
Cause yeah,
You don't know him
you
at
ain't
all.
lying. Thank you. And don't try to tell me you know him, because then we gonna have to call you what you is, a devil.
Hold on. Let me get on Dane.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I
Let
mean,
me
he
get
he
on Dane
came
right
in.
quick.
He
Let me
he
get on Dane.
begging
Cause
for it. He
Dane
begging
stay
for it.
on that men and women's sports. You must want you a man that look like a woman. Or you was fooled by a transgender. Because you keep talking about that. But I gave you a scripture, Dane, and you evidently didn't pay no attention. God said, let the wheat and the tare grow together. Because you will turn around and pull up the wheat thinking you pulling up the tare. That means that you don't know who gonna get in. You talking about transgender people. See, God don't look on the outer man. He look on the heart. And your heart is dark and deadly. That's what your heart is. If some trans folks will get in, when they ask the Lord for forgiveness and you'll still think you perfect and you'll be begging at the gate and he'll send you straight to hell.
Amen. Amen.
Stop trying to bring up women and men. The Bible said we all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Every man that comes here is a sinner. That's why you got to be born again. But you don't know how God gonna touch a heart before a person leaves here. You need to focus on getting yourself together. While you around here idolizing Donald Trump, because I passed by your live that day and I heard you say that Trump is your role model. If that's your role model instead of God, you
Whoa.
need to go get on your knees and pray and ask the Lord to give you a better role model.
Whoa. He went that far? He went
I
that far?
promise you, Zeus. I don't go in his live, but I was
Yeah.
scrolling through TikTok and I know God wanted
He
me to
had
hear it.
to.
I
Wow.
heard him say, Donald Trump is my role model. And God spoke to me right in that moment. This man is lost.
Wow. He had
Because
an
if
out of
that's your
body
role model,
experience.
other than Jesus Christ being your role model, you don't know God. You role model after a man that cheated on every woman the Bible tells us not to do that. Everything he does is against the word of God, but that's your role model. And you tell my God the head of your life. They ain't find a friend.
Mm.
Go get
He done had an
saved.
outer body.
Go get saved. That's what you do. Really
Wow.
meet the Lord. Come off TikTok, take some time,
Uh-huh.
ask the Lord to show you. Not for a day, not for a week. You take a month off and let the Lord minister to your spirit and talk to you. And maybe you'll come back a better person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He didn't had an out of body experience on TikTok, a vexation of the spirit, so to speak. He didn't said something I never thought I'd heard a black man say in my
He
life.
said it, Zeus.
Out of
I
body
heard it.
experience. Sick.
I heard it, Zeus, and it really vexed my spirit. And I said, you know what? This baby is lost. When you say Donald Trump is your role, you want to pattern yourself
Damn,
after
say
this
it
man.
ain't so,
That
bro.
is that's heartbreaking for a person that's supposed to be God fearing and know the Lord Zeus. That's really, really heartbreaking.
Yeah, yeah. I've never heard that. I know a lot of black men that like Trump, but I've never heard one say that much. He my role model.
Yeah,
That that
he,
that
I
take the
wouldn't lie
cake
on
right
him.
there.
I wouldn't lie on him if
Yeah,
I
I don't
didn't hear
think
him
you
say
would.
it. If I didn't hear him say it, I would have never said it
Yeah,
because I don't go to Dane's lives,
yeah,
period. But I was
yeah.
passing by, and I know God wanted me to hear that, Zeus. And
Hear
I was
that,
like,
hear that devil,
wow.
hear that devil in him. Had him floating. You see the devil probably hovering outside of his body, huh? He made him
Yeah.
say that. Dang, you gotta
Just,
stop, dude. You gotta stop, bro. That's next level. Like I get it. You could say a lot of crazy stuff, but you don't need that out there.
yeah, and usually, I don't even speak on him. But when he
Yeah.
said that, that kind of,
Trump is my role
that
model.
vexed my
Woo!
spirit for real. That
He
vexed my
he
spirit.
and he did that with a sober mind, huh? That's
Yeah, he
crazy.
was for real. Yeah.
Well, I can't. I
Yeah.
didn't heard a lot of things to Keisha on this app, but just the thought of a black man like Dame saying that.
Juice, I wouldn't care if he was a Mexican. I wouldn't care if he was white. I wouldn't care what color he is. The fact is, when you say God is the head of your life and then you say Donald Trump your role model versus Jesus Christ, then guess what? Because that's the only person you really supposed to want
He
to be
just
like.
saying words.
Because
He
there
just
was none,
saying
because
words.
there is none perfect but Christ. You should be modeling yourself after Jesus Christ.
We don't let people tell us stuff like that and get away with it. Nah, you can't tell us that Donald Trump is your role model and think we gonna let that slide. You can't get away with that. So you gotta ask God to take that spirit out of you. Cause I don't
Yeah.
that's MAGA demon on overload, MAGA demon on overdrive.
Yeah, that really
He didn't.
bothered me.
He didn't forgot he was black.
It bothered me bad, but you know, Zeus, there's a lot of people. The Bible say in the last days, we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
know him. You know, he's exposing them, and you know they gonna be up there saying, "Well, you know, we talked about transgenders in your name.
No, that
We
ain't
went
gonna get him.
against the LGBTQ in your name. We
That
got
ain't
rid
gonna
of
get
the
him.
immigrants in your name." And God gonna
Uh-uh.
say, "What you say your name is again?" Man, gone on. I ain't never knowed you.
Depart from me, thy works are of
Depart from
iniquity.
me. I don't even.
Uh,
You did that stuff for you. It ain't had nothing to do with me. And the example is this, Zeus, because I gave it one time. I'm gonna give it again. In when they was over there in the um Sodom and Gomorrah. Remember that?
oh yeah, I do. I remember
Okay.
that.
You know
Told him don't.
that's
He
when.
said don't look back. Right? Don't look back.
No, I ain't talking about that part.
Oh, okay. Go
You
for
know,
it.
that's the story that people use to demean people who are gay. But like I said, everybody come here full of sin. We all come here with some sin on us.
Mm-hmm.
The question that God said, I will spare the city. He started with a high number. If I could find 40, you know, righteous. Now you had people over there that was supposed to be so saved. They was over
Right.
there.
Yeah.
He went all the way down to 10. He said, if I could just find 10 righteous, I'll spare the city. He said, if I could find one righteous, I'll spare the city. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't destroy Sodom and Gomorrah because of the homosexual activity. He
Preach.
destroyed it because he couldn't find one person over there that's supposed to represent him that was really representing him.
Preach.
That means you got fake Christians everywhere that claim to
Mm-hmm.
be serving God, but ain't. Because when push come to shove, them covers gonna come off you and you gonna be wolves instead of sheep.
Preach.
And that's what's wrong with the Republican Party today. They want to put the 10 Commandments in school, but they ain't following none of them.
Not
They want to
one.
put a Bible in a classroom, Zeus, but they can't give you one scripture
Not
other than
one.
Jesus wept.
Oh, the shortest scripture, the
Jesus wept.
shortest one.
And then
Wow.
if you ask them why he wept, they can't even tell you.
Preach. These folks don't know Jesus. They know the
They
devil.
don't. I promise you they don't.
They don't even know the devil now that I think about it. The devil
They
out
know
here
him.
making them all.
They know
Yeah.
him.
You
They
think
don't know
so?
Jesus, but they know the
Uh,
devil.
well, I guess so. Devil's they boss. Preach.
Correct.
Mm. Wow. You ain't lying. You are not lying, Takesha, And I do hope and pray that the words you shared today, they haven't landed on deaf ears because that parable about the sower, that one that planted their seeds. I hope they fell on some good soil today, especially when it pertains to these brothers out here who don't know they black, but wishing Donald Trump was their daddy. I
Child,
never heard. I never heard nobody say that. I mean, you could say like, I want to be like, Mike. The commercial. I'll be like Mike. I mean, I heard stuff like that, but I ain't never just skip the line and say I want this man to be my daddy. Almost. No way. No
child,
way.
child, they following the Antichrist right on the hill. Because that's all Donald
Mhm.
Trump is. If you look up
Well,
the attributes of the Antichrist, he got every last one of them. So,
man.
he want to be a king, high and lifted up. He too much.
Yeah.
He too
Yeah.
much too. But
Yeah.
I said I was gonna get on the weekend and just scroll. So I'll be back next Monday. I'll be off my break.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but I
We
want
looking
y'all
forward
to
to seeing you.
yeah, I
I
want
know you.
y'all stay encouraged. Like I told y'all, fret not thyself because of evildoers. Cause they gonna
Mm-hmm.
soon be cut down and wither as the green herbs. Don't be
Amen.
scared of Donald Trump. Donald Trump got to answer to the same God we got to answer to. And
Preach.
answering time is here. So don't be scared of nothing he doing. Don't be afraid of nothing that's going on in this world. Cause God is always in control.
Amen. That's what I like to hear. That's that good word. Well, all right then, Takesha.
Y'all
I
have
know
a great
you.
day.
All right. All right. Thank
All
you.
right,
Wow.
Zeus.
Thank you. Yeah. Have a good one. Now you see that, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't. It didn't turned into what the devil meant for evil. God turning it into good over here because we getting a lot of good truth out here. Yeah. One by one, where are your accusers, Zeus? One by one, they all starting to leave right now because they understand Judgment Day has arrived, and it ain't just hitting what us. It's hitting them harder. It's hitting them hard like a ton of bricks. I could only imagine how sick to your stomach, if you still have a soul, how a lot of y'all feel after seeing what you saw in those files. Don't ask me about nothing else until you at least address the elephant in the room, which is these files. How is your boy in there over 4,500 times? And y'all ain't got nothing to say? Y'all ain't got nothing to say today, MAGA? He used ICE to distract, and the fraud in Minnesota to distract us from the Epstein files and Venezuela. But now he's using the Epstein files to distract from what happened with Minnesota with ICE. This is bad every direction you look. And none of y'all can answer these questions we got. And it doesn't take long. We have simple, concrete questions. Simple questions. Have you looked at the information that has been released thus far? Especially the part where Donald Trump was measuring things that little girls have, and I can't even say it on TikTok. Did you see that, Dane? Did you see that part? I know you can read. Let's not pretend like you can't now. Did you see the part in the spreadsheet where they described in detail what Donald Trump did to those girls? See, this is where I say I can't get an answer because they're going to start talking about Joe Biden. They ain't got no answers for us, folks. And this is why I say the most honorable thing you could do, this to anyone out there that's a Republican. I get it. You can't bring yourself to go and vote for a Democrat, right? It's just too much to ask. And I'm not even expecting you to do that. Yeah, what about Biden? The most patriotic thing you can do as a Republican is to just not even vote. Don't even do it. You really need to do that to take the vote you gave him. That's your best way to take it back and show that you are no longer in the cult. We'll deal with you later on about the 3 times you voted for or the 2 times you voted for him. All right, if you voted for him, this is your first time. I can understand that, but the double and the triple voting, we'll deal with that after the fact. But you got to stand down. You got to stand down if you're a real Republican. I'm not asking you to agree with me on any of these liberal policies right now. We have a serious crisis in America. Do we really think it's in our national interest, our best interest, to allow the commander in chief, Donald Trump, to remain the president in light of all the information we've just gotten out of these files? That's the biggest question. That's the only thing I'm talking right now. And I don't believe he's the right person to represent the United States of America. Thank you. He has to go. He has to go. Impeach, remove, convict. You know the order. You cannot even proudly point to that guy and say, that's our president. We're proud of him. You can't do that. So why should he be allowed to remain in office?
Hey, for
What's
all you
up?
guys, okay, talking about dames and this, I give away my TikTok coins for the most part, man, in the comments talking crap about
Mm-hmm.
Dame. He's not going to be able to do this. He needs MAGA's money. No, at this point, I pretty much gift majority of my coins away. So I'm glad you believe
But
that.
okay, but let me ask you a
But
question.
hold
What
on,
good?
let me get back to
What
what
good?
I was saying. Hold on, hold on.
What
I don't want to
good? Can I
steer
just?
off
But
topic.
you brought up the money thing. What good
Well,
is it for a
everybody in the
man?
comments keep talking about keep pocket watching, but none of them want to compare bank accounts. None of them want to compare how much money we've made in the last 30 days. Because I guarantee you, not a soul in that comments made more than me. And I humbly
Okay,
say that, and it's sad for me to say that because I don't want to be
okay.
braggadocious, because it don't come
But
from me, it
listen,
comes from the
but
Lord.
okay,
But at the
but
end
you
of the
can't.
day, bro, you keep calling people, you keep telling people how broke they are, but you can't show nothing and you don't want to compare nothing. You just yap. You
Well,
can't even give Zeus a dollar. The people
okay.
in the
Listen.
comments can't even give you a dollar, Zeus. That's why I
But
bring it
okay,
up.
okay. But can I? Let's just get down to this is how I look at the money thing. All right. If you could give it and you're a cheerful giver, great. If not, no problem. I believe it's
No,
very
no, no,
important
no,
that
no,
you.
no, Zeus. If you
So
can't
that's just
give,
me. Yeah,
guess what, Zeus?
it's never
I
been
have
about that.
viewers. I have
But it's
viewers
never been
that
about that with
it's
me.
not.
You
That's what I'm trying. Zeus, listen. I have
okay?
viewers that's been watching me for over a year, and I don't think
Okay.
they've sent over $1. And I don't treat them no different than somebody who could. But my difference is those people are not calling people poor and shit while not contributing to the live that they stay in. These people are literally freeloaders
Okay.
in here
Okay.
telling the one person that participates and helps keep your live up, he's poor. I'm like, okay, I'm
Okay.
poor. Well, I'll give
Okay.
me
So
if I'm poor.
okay. So listen, words can be said. It's not what people say to you; it's how you respond to it. Number one. There's a lot more ways you can support a platform besides donating. People like my videos, they share them, they tell people about me word of mouth. There's so many
Absolutely,
other. So
absolutely, Zeus.
let's not limit the only
But
way
but,
that a
but,
person
but,
can
but that's
support a
them, Zeus.
platform.
When I'm in other creators live, and I do
But
the
but
same for those other
but but
creators, they send out a message. They be like,
but
hey,
listen, listen to what I'm
if you
saying
got
though.
hold on, if they be
Listen to
like,
what I'm
hey,
saying though.
if you
Listen to what
guys
I'm saying
cannot
though.
talk
This
about
shouldn't
Dame's
bother you.
personal life, that's what most of the creators will
No,
respectfully
I
tell their
don't
chat.
know.
But your
Well, I
chat
don't.
just like wildly disrespectful, like it
Well,
really
listen.
are.
I don't necessarily have time to. I think I would be robbing you of a rich conversation if I was trying to manage what's happening in the comments and and then trying to talk to you, right? So what I tend to do is ignore the chat
It's all
and
good, man.
and try to actually keep the conversation substantial. You know, these NBA players, they go to the games. Don't they have to allow the fans to say what they want to say? They can't just crash out on a fan.
Yeah, but
You
if they
gotta,
say
you
something
gotta,
too,
you gotta, you gotta, you
and a
gotta,
lot of
you gotta,
times,
you gotta
and a
play
lot
your
of times,
game.
those
Listen,
basketball players, then
listen,
you ever saw
listen.
Ron Artest? That's what I be wanting to do to one of your
No,
fans, Zeus. If
no,
I
no,
ever
no.
see one of them, man, it might turn
Yeah,
into one of those
yeah,
palace,
okay,
one of
but
those
listen to
brawl
what
at
I'm
the
listen.
palace type of issues, man.
Listen to what I'm saying. You should be focusing on the scoreboard, and the game you're playing, instead of worrying about what these people in the audience are saying. Because you're down and you're down bad, bro.
Zeus, we
You're
voted
down.
for Trump. We didn't vote for the E5. We didn't vote for none of
Yes.
that crap. So
Okay.
anything Trump did, you can't put that on nobody that voted for
Okay.
him.
And
We voted for policies,
now we're
bro.
getting somewhere. Now we're getting
We voted for
somewhere. This is what
massive
I want. This is
deportations
what I
and
want.
policies.
Okay, no. So let me tell you where the first mistake was. You believe that's what you voted for, but you don't want to take accountability for what you really voted for. You see the difference?
Okay, tell me what I voted for, Zeus. Go ahead.
E-
Tell me what I
Every
voted for.
everything that's happening right now in America under this administration is what you really voted for. You thought
Thanks,
you were
Unc.
voting for all those other things. And the conversation now is, what are you going to do now that you realize that all those other things you claim you was voting for aren't really what he's doing? Because that's the problem right now. I get it. You're frustrated with the Democrat Party. I don't worship a politician. I don't.
Hey,
But I
let
got
me tell you, Zeus,
but
both
I
parties are
know
taking L's right now. But at the end of the day, bro,
no,
you
no, no.
got
We can't go.
if he was
We
doing
can't
so
do
bad,
that. We
if he
can't
was
do
doing
that, bro.
if he was doing so bad, you guys wouldn't be focused on the fairy files, okay? You guys wouldn't be focused on that. If he was doing so bad, you could particularly go to
Okay.
numbers and say, look, this country
Okay.
is going downhill. You guys have to stick to this hate freaking
Okay.
whatever
So
voodoo,
you.
whatever demonic voodoo hatred y'all
Mm.
got for Trump, that's between y'all Trump. Because whether y'all believe it or not, God loves Trump. All of us are
So let
God's
me ask
children.
the question. This.
The worst of the
No.
worst, the worst of the worst. Guess what? People
Okay.
that is unalive people, serial unalivers, that's
Hmm.
somebody's child. So somebody loves everybody.
Well. Hold on. Hold on.
And
Hold
I don't
on. Hold
think
on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold
hold
on,
on, hold
bro. You
on.
get you
Zeus,
you
let me
you
finish.
you're trying. You're
This is
trying
the
to do the
hold on, no,
steamrolling
Zeus.
thing.
This is the thing because I've really matured. That's the second time
Oh, please.
Takesha. Hold on, that's the second time Takesha and read me the filth, and I didn't even come up and respond because God told me you're above her, bro. She said discernment. I said I'm not responding to nobody that calls discernment discernment. So I'm trying to chill with you and do the show thing with you, bro. But come on, man, let me at least finish, Zeus. I don't cut you off. This is the
Well.
thing, Zeus. They
Okay.
try to
Okay. Go.
bring up the Bible and how people are fake Christians for supporting Trump. But at the end of the day, What are you talking about? The same Bible like Moses, who was once an unaliver? Was Trump an unaliver? I thought that's who Jesus wanted, the worst of the worst. Oh, but you hate Trump so much, you believe even God got TDS, like y'all got TDS. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay, the Bible is not for everybody in planet of humanity except Trump. So if all of those murderers and unalivers and adulterers, and y'all keep talking about he cheated on his wife. Martin Luther King cheated on his wife. Do I look at him as any less of a legend and an honorable man? No, but y'all TDS ass. You're going to say Trump did it, but when I ask you about MLK, you're going to bring up 5 billion reasons why you should still support MLK. And you shouldn't have to, because what someone does in their personal life, Tom Brady probably was a monster in his personal life when he left the field.
Okay,
But
but you,
on
you
the
see, you're
field,
going, you're
hold
going
hold
on and
on.
on.
On
You're
the
going on
field,
and on. This is
on the
how this is
field,
how
he
this
was the
works.
GOAT.
This is
On the
how this
field,
works.
Trump is the freaking GOAT on the
Hold
field.
on.
If you
Okay,
want to
listen.
talk
I
about
gave
off the field
you.
crap, that's on you.
Hold on. I gave you. I could do a minute of you talking, and
Go
then I
ahead,
gotta
I'll
be.
be there.
But 5 minutes of Dame talking nonsense, I can't do. All right. So
Mute me up.
I need.
I don't know how to mute myself. Mute me. So go ahead.
You just push your face, and then you should be able to mute. Can you do
Okay, go
that?
ahead.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So 5 minutes of Dame talking is too much. Number one, I 100% reject everything you say. And if you're in the audience and you just heard what Dame said, I would ask you to please do not listen to this man because he is speaking nonsense. I don't like the comparison between Martin Luther King Jr. and Donald Trump. I don't do that in my head. I look at Donald Trump, and the reason that we're focused on him is simply because he chose to become the president of the United States of America. And one thing everyone has to understand is when you choose to do that, you are asking everybody in the country to look into who you are as a person and to make a decision. That's what I'm trying to talk to you about. I do not understand, Dame, why the biggest issue right now in the country is Donald Trump being in these files isn't affecting you. I don't get that. So could you please explain to me how come it's not bothering you that this guy you idolize is in these files doing nasty things? He's been credibly accused of doing nasty things.
I'm glad you said accused, Zeus. That was probably one of the first things I've heard that wasn't fake news since I've joined the chat.
I said credibly accused by
Okay,
multiple
accused. That
people.
doesn't mean guilt. Zeus. Okay, this is what.
Do you think kids would lie about this, Dane? Come on. We're grown
Okay,
men.
but
What kind of kid
bro,
makes up stuff like this? You can't describe his house, the people, and all these things as a kid and be making it up, bro.
they literally said Jay-Z was in the files, bro.
He could be.
In
Why is this?
1996,
Why is
Jay-Z
this
was
so?
barely a freaking artist in 1996, bro.
So,
Like
so,
shit doesn't
so
even add up.
okay. Sin does not start at a certain age. You could sin when you 5. You could sin all the way till you're 95. The point is, the probability that a bunch of kids are making all of this up and it all got to the FBI is really low. Maybe the details might not be as accurate as you would like them to be, but you can't have this much smoke, bro, and tell
I
me
don't know. I
this
mean,
ain't a
like
problem.
I told you a
You
million
can't say
times, dude.
that.
If there's any really solid proof, like why is Trump not in prison? Why is
We
everybody not
we
in
we
prison
we
right now?
we
Do
are
we just
way
have to keep
past.
talking about this for 3 years? Because nobody's getting locked up. I mean,
We are way past if there's solid evidence. We're way past that. You at least agree with that because when you get a whole law passed by Congress unanimously and signed off by the president, this is a serious issue nationally because there's nothing else we agree on at this level in this country except that. And he reluctantly signed that into law. No press conferences, nothing. He did it under the cover of darkness, broke it the moment he could because he didn't give us the files right away. And then when we get the files, his name is all over him, bro. All over him. Do you think this is the right person to represent the United States of America? That's all.
on paper, yes. Off paper, it could be questionable.
No.
Off paper, on
Okay,
paper, hell
okay.
yes.
Okay, why?
on paper because he's
What?
doing a
So
mandate.
let
That's
me let
that's
me
that that
let me
that's
say it this way. Let me say it this way.
the people are running America because
Let
the
me say it this
people
way.
wanted what he offered, what he
Dane,
ran on. Zeus.
let me say it to you this way. Are you comfortable with a pedophile being the president of the United States?
No, I'm not comfortable with a PD3
Okay,
breathing.
okay. So, how is it you're overlooking that when you say yes with Donald Trump? Because you just said you are okay with him because he's doing all these things. I'm the
Well,
kind of
I can
person
tell
that
you
says
why. I
I
can
don't.
tell you why.
I'm the kind of person that says I don't give a dang what you're doing. No, you ain't the right person for that.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't believe in Democrat targeted outrage.
Okay.
Because I haven't saw one live being held
Mm.
about Bill Clinton not showing up to the hearing, and Hillary Clinton saying you goddamn right we're not coming. If Trump didn't show up to something, that shit will be on a loop 24/7. I haven't scrolled on the TikTok and said why are the Clintons still involved in our government? Not one post, and we have. I'm not even going to put that on him. But if we're going off chatty patty fake news, how you guys go off, we have way more on Bill. And I haven't seen Bill in the backdrop of one live on TikTok. That's why I have to just
Mm.
understand that this
So
shit is targeted Democratic fake outrage, fake news,
so
fake
so
outrage.
so what I'm hearing you say is you're okay with a pedophile being the president because we haven't given you Bill Clinton. Is that right?
I didn't say that, bro. No.
No, because listen, again, I don't know if
This
you're
one.
following where we're at. This is 2026. Who is the sitting president, Bill Clinton or Donald Trump?
Trump.
We can't go back and get justice off of what Clinton did in the 90s, bro.
So, but is he not
He
still involved in
but
our government?
but
Is he not still
but but
involved in our government?
but Dane, in what capacity? I'm not excusing anything Clinton has
Yeah, I
done,
would
but
argue the Clintons probably. I mean,
I'm
we
saying
don't know, but
which is more of a priority, Bill Clinton or Donald Trump right now? Who has the
look,
most influence right now in the United States of America, Bill Clinton or Donald Trump?
Trump. But he's doing what
Thank you, thank
he's
you,
doing
thank
what he
you.
needs to do. He's doing what he needs to do.
So there's an onslaught of issues right now we're facing as a country, whether it's immigration, whether it's the economy, whether it's these conflicts that are abroad, whether it has to do with the environment. There's an onslaught of things that are really national priorities, foreign conflicts, and now the Epstein files. I don't personally have the bandwidth to go back to 1996 and try to relitigate the past with
But
Bill
you could go
Clinton. You know
back
what
to the
I've
'70s, the
what?
'80s, the '70s. I mean, that's when this
Okay,
stuff happened.
okay.
Y'all
There's
sound
no
like the
statute.
lady that
It's not the
accused Bill
70s.
Clinton.
It's not the 70s or the 80s, bro. This happened in the 90s, 2000s. It may even still be happening, to be quite honest. And the main culprit that we need to address is the one that's running the country. I'm not saying Bill Clinton doesn't need to be held accountable. If there's evidence and they could get it together and put a case together and go after him, go after every single one of them. But the main focus right now is I do not think we should go another 4 years with this P3DO in the White House without getting some clear answers about what the heck he was doing. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to play the same game he plays. Where there's smoke, what's the next part?
Yes.
Remember the fraud? Remember the fraud in Minnesota? When he said, where there's smoke, guess what? There's fire. Yeah, I ain't proved it. So let's play it the same way then. Donald Trump, there's a lot of smoke, bro. Your name is in the files, and your name is actually more in the files almost than Jeffrey. Why can't you, Dame, say, all right, I'm done with it? You can
All up
still
like
do
his name.
TikTok.
His name.
You can still do TikToking. But honestly, bro, every day you support this, you setting yourself up.
Please. Okay. Listen, bro. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, bro.
I'm listening.
You guys are literally mentally disturbed. Like
Of
you
course we
got
would be.
no. You guys are literally like to be a Democrat today, and just the frame of mind. That's why I say like when you guys dressed up as fairy tale dragonflies at the no killer
Man,
protest. That's a perfect representation of you guys. You guys are literally the
Is there a
laughing
crime to do?
stock. Hold on.
Is that a crime?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You guys have reached a level of mental disturbance that's like a new pathology
Let me ask
to
you a question, Dane.
like to
Would
like
you rather dress up like a fairy tale and wear blue hair, or would you rather be in the Epstein files?
neither.
Checkmate. That's called
Neither.
checkmate. I didn't give you
Neither.
neither. I didn't give you neither as an option, bro. It's one or the other. Pick one. Because that's where we're at as a country. Put the fairy tale dress and the blue hair on, or you go be a P3DO. Which one?
See, this is
See,
and
you
that's why
can't do it.
hold
You
on,
can't,
no,
and
no, no,
I'm
no, no.
using your logic. I don't think that's what the Democrat Party
And
is.
this is why
But
we
since you
need
threw
that.
that
Hold
out
on.
there,
This is
since
why
you threw
we
that out
need
there,
Nope. This is why we need dames of the world. Because Dame is gonna come and tell black people, hey, Zeus is literally a democratic agent. He's talking about the files because they don't have nothing else to talk about, y'all. Trump is doing what we wanted. Don't get distracted. Stick to what Trump is doing. That's see, if it wasn't for me, it would be only voices like yours, radical people like RJ, radical feminists on here, just telling people what to do. And that's what I thought about. I think it was last night, Zeus. That's why y'all crashing out because about 10 years straight, starting with Barack Hussein Obama, up to AutoPen, there was no accountability. You guys took words. You guys pretty much told America what the rules were. And now you lost power. You can't
yeah, but
cancel anybody no more.
yeah,
I
but
hold on,
remember,
stop. You can't cancel no one no more. 10 years ago, if I told the feminists the stuff I told them today, or some of these people in these protected communities, oh God, it'll be like talking about the I country. But you guys have lost power because
so
Trump has drained the swamp. Hold on. Trump
when
has
can I
drained
get
the
into this?
swamp. No, 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 no,
When can I
no.
get into this?
Trump,
Because
hold
this
on.
is
I'm trying to
all
tell
crazy
you,
talk.
Trump has drained the
I just
swamp. Trump
I
has
asked
drained the
you one
swamp.
question.
Hold on.
I asked you one
Radical.
question,
Hold on.
bro.
I'm trying to tell you what's going
You
on.
didn't answer my
Radicalness.
question. I asked you
I
one
mean,
plain question.
you're
I
asking
said,
a disingenuous question.
no, because these are your narratives. I'm an active listener, right? I didn't come up with that. You did. I'm asking you to make a choice right now. I said I'll deal with all of these other policy differences later. We have a serious crisis in this country. The man running the country is all over those Epstein files, and I'm not taking my eyes off of that.
Everybody
So
that's in them, I don't know what else you want
when
me
I
to tell
asked
you,
you
but
when I
everybody,
asked you,
hold on.
you
Everybody that
painted the
did
narrative
anything,
that
bro.
okay,
Let me
who?
ask you this. Let me ask you this. Why ever,
See, you
why
can't answer
didn't,
it.
no, I mean, I don't know what you want me to say, bro. That's a disingenuous question. Like,
Would you
everybody
rather
that,
put a dress on
every,
and blue hair, or would you rather be a P3DO?
man,
Stand on your beliefs. That's the narrative you are taking.
what kind of zesty question is that, Zeus? Like, no,
You
neither.
you
What the
you made
hell?
the claim that that's what Democrats are. You said that earlier. That's why I threw it back at you because that's what you believe all of us Democrats are. You don't see masculinity in Democrats, right? Especially men. You don't see that. You got a narrow perspective of what Democrats are. So what I'm asking you to do is if that's your narrow perspective, right? Accept that. Would you rather live in that narrow perspective as a Democrat or would you rather be a predator, a P3DO? It's very simple.
Nah, because you don't have to be either or, and that's what
Okay.
Democrats want you to believe.
Okay.
And I rebuke,
And
I
that's the
rebuke
difference
that.
between you and me. And
And
that's
if
the
Mama
difference between
Zeus
you
in
and me.
here, if Mama Zeus in here, she taught you better. That I rebuke that in the name of Jesus, because you're
Yeah.
misguiding people. What you are, you're a dirty shepherd, Zeus. You're like, because the Bible
A
say
dirty chef.
the shepherd. Yeah, you
Okay.
are, because the Bible
I
say
am.
that all the sheep. All you sheep's Jim, Takesha, all them, that's your sheep. You're gonna lead them to the pigs, to the water, just like the pigs did. Because
You got Bible for that?
you come off like a nice guy. And I think you are. You're definitely with the wrong side, but you're misleading people, bro.
So
Like
I should be with
you're
you.
trying to make hold on. You're trying to make these people believe it's either or. Either you're a PD3 or I have to agree that there's 95 genders. No, there is
There's
a
a gray
common sense
area.
middle ground, and that's
So
where I am. I'm in common
okay.
sense.
Okay. So let me make sure I understand what your quote common sense middle ground is. And I think I repeated it back to you and you laughed. You're okay with having a pedophile as the president because guess what? As long as we don't get the Democrats that are in the files, then you're okay with having the one that's in the White House, the most notorious of them all, right? So in other words, you're comfortable with Donald Trump being a P3DO and being the president.
Never said
You're
that.
okay with that.
I always said
Then
everybody
you
that's in the files lock them
no
up.
no no no. Okay, so you should be
That did
saying,
anything
hey,
illegal.
okay, so let me give you the words to say because I get it. This is very very tough. You should be saying, I'm done with Donald Trump and I'm no longer going to be up here advocating for any of the mess he's got going on because he's lied to me too many times. And on top of that, I've personally looked into the files myself and I saw stuff that rocked me to the core. As a man that stands on my own belief system, I can't get behind this man. You should be saying that,
I
but
don't
you
get
can't
behind
say it.
anybody. Nope. I don't get behind anybody that do anything like that at all. So I don't
But you
have to.
behind
I don't.
Trump. You behind
Hold on. See,
Trump.
this is the thing. No. I don't have to play your little Joker card trick, Democrat Joker card swindle trick. Okay, because you're making me. You're trying to like make me point out one guy. No, I let it be known. Anybody. I don't give a damn who it is. Anybody that does anything like that. I don't even think you deserve to live amongst us. Personally, that's my
But
opinion. But
I can't
I'm
say
not
that you
about to
believe
let.
that.
Hold on, huh?
You don't believe that. You don't believe that.
I do believe
I
that.
got. Then you should be already saying I'm done with Trump. But you haven't
If you
said that.
since you have the information, matter of fact, I'll do you one better. I would say that if you say, you know what, I take back my vote for auto pen after I know he sniffed children because sniffing children is terrible. So you said you took back your vote for auto pen and you would never support anybody like auto pen, and I'll say
I
that
get
about
it.
Trump. Go ahead.
Okay, good. So guess what? As far as I'm concerned, I'm not taking back my vote, and Dame's okay with a pedophile being the president, right?
Are
We
you
on?
okay with auto
No, no,
pen
no. We
sniffing
good.
kids?
We good.
All
We
right, well, you
good.
okay with auto pen sniffing kids?
I can take that over being in the Epstein
Wow.
files any
Nah,
day, bro.
I don't want to. I don't take either one.
Because
Both
because
of them,
because Joe
both of them are hideous.
because guess what?
Because
But
hold on,
guess
hold
what?
on.
Because guess what? No,
If he
no.
sniff, hold on.
Because guess
If he
what?
sniff kids in
You
public for the camera to see, oh my God! Imagine what he did when he was with all
have
of
you
those
ever
other
sniffed? Have you
high
ever
level
sniffed?
Democrats.
Have you ever
In the
sniffed a
oh
kid?
my
Dang,
God!
dang. Have you ever sniffed a kid? Come on, you ain't picked up a baby and smelled the baby's hair. Come on, bro. Like let's not play game. That's not a crime. But what he did with Epstein, that screams crime.
Hold on. And by the way, I got a
Dang,
mirage. I got a
you
mirage of
can't.
Biden. Hold on, I got a mirage of Biden saying the N word like 40 times throughout his lifetime.
Oh
By the
my
way,
God. The
I
Epstein
just
said
want you
it
to
too.
show. I just want you to
Epstein
show
said
me.
it too.
Hold on,
Epstein
I
said
want you
it
to show
too. And
me.
that
I
was
want you
Trump.
to show me
And,
Trump
and,
saying
and,
it
and, and-
once. I
oh,
literally
Trump
got a
said it.
mirage of
Trump
Biden
said
saying
it.
the N word 40
Trump
times.
said it. Trump said it. Okay, but you went and did what you did. And again, it's the what about Biden game. I think we already kind of covered a lot of
Because you guys
territory.
want to hold Trump up
Hold
to a
on.
level of yeah,
We
and guess
covered a
what?
lot of
Everybody in
territory,
here that
Dame.
voted for Trump, keep
We covered
bringing
a
up
lot of
Biden.
territory. We
Keep
covered
bringing
up a
up
lot of
Biden because we're
territory.
not about to let them Democratic swindle us like we're voting for somebody that they didn't.
So
Whatever Trump did that was sick, Biden
and I
probably did
knew
it
it.
times 10.
And, and,
So we
and
don't give a
Dame,
damn.
thank you for saying what I always been saying. The only reason y'all really cared about them files so that y'all all could go back and be like, see, y'all just like us. Y'all predators like us. But that ain't what it is. Y'all predators. We not. Not, and I
Nope.
can't say all Democrats, by the way.
I
I got
say
to
lock
clean
them
that up.
all up.
Anybody that's in them files is a predator. But the Biden and Obama, they wasn't in there. So you got to start thinking to yourself now, why wasn't they in there?
Because they had a lot of years in power and God knows what they redacted or took away. I
Okay,
mean,
so
if
that's what
Trump,
you're
hold on,
going to
hold
tell
on. If
yourself.
Trump can, hold on, if Trump can hide stuff in them right now, why wouldn't Biden and them be able to?
Huh?
W Dame. See, that's what I'm saying. When you actually make
No,
a
no, no.
Democrat
Somebody is
think
reporting. Somebody was
about
reporting.
something,
I had to
you
clear.
get
I had to
crickets.
clear
I
the
love
reporting.
crickets.
No, somebody reported or whatever. I got flagged, whatever. So it wasn't that I was silent, but I think that we've covered a lot of territory today. All right, because I got other things to do. But I really do hope
Yeah, I'm about to go
you
live,
think
man.
about.
So
Yeah, yeah. I hope you think about some of the stuff you and I have talked about because I'm very, very concerned that this isn't a serious matter for you. Considering that fact, I think, to a certain degree, you might try to be a nice person, but You're conflicted right now.
Oh, I am,
You,
Zeus.
you're
I am,
mixing.
man.
You're mixing scriptures. You're trying to blame the Democrats, but everything goes back to Donald Trump, right? And until you actually stop and say, "Hey, Donald Trump lied to me," right? And he's all in them files, and you independently go look at this
Oh
stuff
my
yourself. Don't
God.
don't don't listen to
Oh my
me.
God.
Don't listen to
Zeus,
me.
a
Don't listen to me.
politician. A
Don't
politician
listen to me.
lying. Oh my
Don't
God,
listen
Zeus.
to.
That's the I
So
think
you're
we need to think
minimizing it.
about. Hold
So
on.
so so you're
We need to
minimizing the
call home.
violence.
This is urgent. This is urgent. This is Area 51 type of urgent. Like, wait, a
Yeah.
politician
Yeah.
lied, Zeus? No fucking way. No way, Zeus.
Yeah, okay, okay, fair enough. So guess what? You know what I say? Same thing, make you laugh, make you cry, right? And I look forward to seeing you cry once you wake up
Just
and
like
realize
Autokin said, I won't use any of my presidential powers to pardon my boy. I'm gonna let the wheels of
he
justice
lied.
pursue. And he lied.
I can not okay, but we can all admit that was a lie. I have no
And-
problem calling lies
okay, so what
lies
did Trump
and
lie about?
truth truth.
Before you go, what did Trump lie about? Go ahead. To his voters.
He said he would release the files. He said it's a Democrat hoax. He said there's no one else to investigate. He said, next thing you know, guess what? We got 1 million of them things. He said he didn't fly on the plane, but he in the plane. He said he didn't know Epstein. Now we find out he knew him. He said they didn't have a relationship. Then he found out they quit being
That
friends.
man never said he didn't know.
Yeah, he did. He lied about everything. Yesterday, he says Michael Wolff, this is his story now, was colluding with Jeffrey Epstein to try to harm Trump politically. And now he's going to go and sue Michael Wolff because Michael Wolff made all of this stuff up with Epstein. You see how crazy this man sounds? And you still running around here acting like, hey, yeah, Joe Biden sniffing kids in the diary. That's really the big issue. No, that's not the big issue,
A
bro.
Democrat saying something sound crazy. It's just telling me we're in the
Yeah,
twilight zone because you guys
yeah.
are literally the epitome of
Yeah, yeah,
cuckoo,
yeah. Well. I'd rather be cuckoo and
cuckoo and
saved than
delusional.
I'd rather be cuckoo and delusional and saved than to be burning in hell with Donald Trump. All right. So that's the difference between you and I.
All right. Well, if you believe God, if you're gonna believe God is gonna hold me accountable for somebody I
Yeah.
voted for, you
Well,
got
no,
to go
no.
read the Bible. You and Takesha got to read the Bible again. I
No, no,
don't
no,
know.
no, 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 no. It's not that. We're here right now. This is like right now, instantly, right now. We're having a conversation about facts and truth. That's what you're going to be held accountable for. It's not that right now. It's the fact
Yes, and
that
I'm saying if he did anything like
even
this,
right now,
lock him
you
up.
know he did. You know he did.
I don't.
And like I said,
If somebody
okay,
said, hold on, if somebody said, Dame, you have to unalive right now if you truly believe that you have to say that you truly believe and not be lying. I would unalive if I said, yeah, I believe he's in them because I don't. I don't know. I
he's
wouldn't
in
just say
them.
that. Bro,
Wait,
I'm
wait,
not
wait,
about to
wait,
protect no
wait,
PD3, bro. That's
wait,
weird.
wait, wait,
But at the
Dane.
end of the
Let's
day, I
let's let's just
understand how
agree.
you guys operate.
Let's
It's
just
fake
agree
news.
real quick. He's in the files. We gotta agree with that. You can't say he's not in them. You
His
can't
name
say
is in
that.
them.
Okay, so let's just stop there.
His name is on the
You
plane. His name is
okay.
on the plane. His
Let's
name is
stop
on the
there
plane
then.
record.
So let's just stop this conversation. As long as you and I agree, this is the first thing we agree on, that Donald Trump's name is all over those Epstein files. I'm done with it. You go figure out the rest on your own. Fair enough.
Yep. And when he
But you
found
can't.
out he was
No, 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 no,
according
no,
to
no.
him,
I
when
don't
he
want
found out
to.
how sick, when
No,
he
no,
found out
no,
how sick he
no,
was,
no, no, because he's a liar. He's a liar. So I'm not taking anything he says serious. So I just want you to meditate on the fact that you admitted on my platform that Donald Trump is all in them files. Fair enough?
he's on the plane. He caught the plane. So
Yeah.
yep.
Okay. Okay. Great. Fair enough. All right. Well, then you know what? I'm out of here then.
All right, I'm about to go live, y'all. So appreciate appreciate that. All right, Zeus, man. Thank you, man. Have a good weekend. Stay away from the Democrats till Monday morning, man. These people are toxic in your comments, dog.
Oh, you think so? Oops. 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 So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is yeah, the only person that's toxic is you, Dane. And you're gonna have to live with every little word you just said. Every single little word you just said. You admitted Donald Trump is in those files. That's all I needed you to do. That's all I needed you to do. Accept that as fact. And look at all these. They get up here and then they defend Donald Trump. You got him real good, Angel. Good. Yeah, Takesha.
This won't
He's
take
still
but
crying.
a this won't take
He's
but a
still,
second, Zeus.
okay.
First of all, Dane tried to come at me for the way I pronounce discernment. Moses couldn't talk, but God still gave him what to say.
Mm,
And God still give me discernment. And I still know
mm.
about you, Dane. And you had the audacity to mispronounce collage after you said something about me, saying something about discernment. Baby, find you somebody to play with, because it ain't you. And that's all I had to say,
He
Zeus.
said, you supposed to tell him have several seats. You know how you like to
So
tell him.
you have several seats,
Thank you.
Dame the
Yeah.
Lion, okay?
Cause,
And and
'cause
and
something wrong
and
with him.
and I could care less if Martin Luther King cheated on his wife. What he still was wrong. Martin Luther
Yeah.
King was wrong for cheating on Coretta Scott King. At
Amen.
the end of the day,
Facts.
he was wrong. Why does he think we gonna take up for people when they wrong just because of who they are?
Mm-hmm.
And then the
Yeah.
last thing I'm saying, I'm jumping down. Any
Go
grown
ahead.
man that got to take their direction from Donald Trump, because when did Dane start calling Biden auto pen?
When after Donald Trump told him.
Okay, that's what I mean when I say he want to be Donald Trump so bad. He is so in love
Mm-hmm.
with Donald Trump. That's why he can't stop talking about the transgenders. Have a good day, Zeus.
Thank you, Takesha. Thank you. Thank you. See that's good, honest truth. You see how it works when you can't walk together with someone unless y'all in agreement. And Dane, I let people listen to what you had to say because I'm tracking every conversation I'm having with you Trump voters because I understand judgment is coming. Thank you, Valerie. I know Dame gonna love this. Oh, good. Hey, Jim, how are you? Dame, listen up, Dame. I know you needed this. Hey, Jim, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. Taking a little break on a Sunday, but you
I
see what's going on here,
know. I was so surprised to see you live.
right?
And
I think I might start doing this. Just this is the best way to talk to them, where I don't gotta sit there and just get them on the run.
it's so interesting. I was just in my own little corner of the world and people are like, Dame's disparaging your name. And I'm like, oh, Satan Spawn is talking somewhere? Satan
Mm,
Spawn is up and alive trying to talk about being a Christian, talking
yeah,
against women, having to
yeah.
come up here and defend his stance on protecting somebody that's been identified not once, not twice, but thousands of times in the Epstein files, thousands of times on the
Mm,
on the paperwork that they tried to hide, that Todd Blanche is literally saying, and there's 3 million more pieces of evidence that we're not going to show you because it's not going to make a difference, which just damns it even more. Dame, what's really interesting about people like Dame is the depravity that they will go down to within their own soul to claim the innocence of an old rich white man who literally has multiple cases against him, multiple offenses against him, 3,500 discrimination lawsuits against him and his father. He literally talked about harming and taking out a full page ad against the Central Park Five, but Dame will come up here and literally be the jockstrap for that person. Let me keep reminding y'all that these type of people are going to never be forgotten in the history books as supporting the very people that perpetrated against the BIPOC community, women, children, allies, migrants alike. You will be the persons that are remembered. You will never, ever, 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 ever get away from what we have all witnessed you say and do. And I'll tell you right now, I will sniff 1,000 babies' heads and I will still be a better soul than.
Oh, sorry, Jim. Sorry, Jim. I accidentally muted you. Please come back. I'm so sorry. I hit the wrong button. But get
That's
back to
okay.
what you were. Sorry. Yeah.
That's okay. You wanted to silence me too. I get it.
No, no, no. No. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just over it. I was in my own little world, having my own little live, talking to my own little peeps about grief and politics, and somebody said that this man had to come and disparage my name. Dame, you know what? You think about me, and I never think about you. Lord, it must be nice to be running around in that So crazy brain of yours.
Yeah, he's obsessed, Jim, and I believe it's because you speak so much truth that he's not comfortable with it. You expose him. Emperor has no clothes, so to speak. You expose him right away, and he can't believe you're able to do that.
First of all, Dame, I am not your sis. I am nothing to you. Keep my damn name out of your mouth. I don't talk about you. I don't think about you. Nothing. I come to this page to support Zeus. You are nothing, sir. You are not good enough to even speak in my area. You are nothing. You harm your community. You attack
Yep.
women. You
Yep.
disparage this country to the nth degree. I am not your
Hmm.
sis. I'm not your cousin. I'm not your neighbor. I am nothing. Don't ever call me sis.
Thank you.
You
Thank
don't get
you.
the right to call me sis.
Thank you. You don't get that right. He better keep if he keep it up. He ain't gonna have no rights playing around with us.
You keep on with your Hagatha women that support you. You know, the ones
Yeah.
that have to come up here and stroke your ego, that tiny little ego you have, if you get my drift. Tiny, tiny little
mm.
mushroom ego.
Mm. Mm.
You self-loathing scumbucket. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I mean,
can't.
but why do you think they are not able to talk about Donald Trump in these files, Jim? Honestly, they
Because
want to talk about everything.
they have to admit to themselves, Zeus, that they have supported a known PD3. They have to
Mm.
admit to themselves that everything they tried to preach about Joe Biden, I'm going to tell you right now, Dame, and I want you to receive this. Joe Biden will go down in history as one of the most consequential, passing over 400 pieces of bipartisan legislation for the American people in American history. And Donald Trump will go down as the most corrupt, demonic, evil presidents to ever serve. And you, my friend, supported it. You supported it. And I want every bit of the people on this app to remember men like you supported harm
Mm-hmm.
coming to your community and to your
Yep.
country. You are not a patriot. You are a parasite.
Mm. Good one. Good one. Good one. Not a patriot. Not you're a parasite. Wow. And it's
Anyway,
sick. It's sick, Jim. It's sick, Jim. I'm so sorry to bring you into this, but I'm so glad that you were able to come up here and bless us with your presence. All right.
yes, I was having a happy little Sunday, enjoying my day, and somebody said,
Uh oh.
Dame is over in Zeus's live talking mess about you.
Good. I mean, what that means is that you are penetrating his skull with your words. And so keep up the great work. We're seeing people all over the country showing up in numbers at these special elections. You're seeing the results, right?
Yeah.
And it's
Oh my
working. And
gosh.
it's working. As crazy as we sound to folks like Dame, and I see his friend Larry, DJ, and Trash Bay, they know that the end is near and judgment is soon they're going to be facing judgment relatively soon. So I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, my friend, every single day. I was just talking about you today in my live, and I said that I am so grateful that because you're able to do something I'm not, which is when you allow them into your spaces, you have the ability that I would never have, which is to let them talk about the misinformation, disinformation. I shut that down. I don't let anybody
Yeah.
come into my space that's MAGA. So the
Yeah.
fact is that you have the ability to listen and stay calm. I don't. I can't do the hate and the vitriol that they spew. I can't do the degradation of women and children. And the fact is that when this country gets through this, and it's going to take 10 to 20 years to clean up the mess, we are going to find out just how much the predator and thief and his administration committed against this
Mm-hmm.
country. And you literally are going to have to accept you by the people that spewed the misinformation and the disinformation. You're going to have to remember that the sins of the father weigh heaviest on the children, and the
Facts.
internet is forever. And you are going to go
Facts.
down in history as the most. You're the responsibility party. You're the one that made it able to happen to the people of this country. You voted these people in. You let them rob us blind. They're stealing money. How do you even wrap your head around the fact that he's suing the United States of America, his own administration, the federal government, for $10 billion of our taxpayer dollars, and he's trying to steal that for himself? How do you wrap yourself around that in your head, Dame, and then talk about the poverty in your community and then blame your own community when you're not even voting for your community? I just make it make sense to me, Zeus, that this is what they do. He's literally suing the American taxpayer for $10 billion while he's sitting in office. What happened to the emoluments clause, the Hatch Act, the Logan Act, where we protect the American people? He's supposed to work for us, not work to enrich himself. We hired him to do the job of president. I didn't. I sleep well at night knowing that my vote and my conscience is clear. But y'all hired him to do a job, and he's stealing from you. The people who pay the taxes, the people who labor to support this country, the people who serve in the armed forces. He is stealing from all of these people to enrich himself and his spawn.
And they love it. They love the fact that he's stealing from them. He's sending emails to them, telling them to give him money or they'll get deported. I mean, this is the stuff that Donald Trump is doing to all of these people who support him. And they sit back and they say, this is what we voted for. You didn't vote for this. You didn't vote to be abused this way. And that's why I said they really should be thankful, Jim, for folks like you and I and everyone else who's standing up to Donald Trump, because they would be in a lot of deep trouble, right?
Yeah,
Oh, go for it.
Can I tell you what Ron Johnson said this morning? Because Dana Bash interviewed Ron Johnson this morning, and she interviewed Todd Blanche. And they can't even answer it with a straight face. They have to do a non-answer because they know that he's robbing the American people. So Ron Johnson, the first thing out of his mouth was, he's like, well, it's understandable that somebody would want to sue the federal government for mistakes, da-da-da-da-da. And then he said, but I would rather that he do a full investigation just to find out who leaked the information. Well, first of all, that's the problem, right? That you, as a sitting representative of Congress, won't even hold accountable. Guess what, Dame? Guess what, DJ? He doesn't work. They don't work for Donald Trump. They work for the American people, and they're not even holding their own co-equal branch of government, their power that would keep this president in check to make sure that he doesn't steal from the American people.
Wow. They don't care. You hear that, Dame? You hear that, DJ? They don't work for Donald Trump. They should be working for us. But you sit here every day and make excuses for Donald Trump. And then you wonder why we're out in these streets protesting. You're wondering why we're winning in special elections. You're losing the plot. And the whole Biden this and Biden that, it's not working.
And let's not forget, little Liam and his dad were released by judiciary today. They are home, back in Minnesota, because they were here legally. They were here on asylum. They had all the proper documents. And not only did that judge condemn what this administration did, he literally told the federal government, you don't even understand your own law. You are breaking the law.
You hear that? Crickets. These Trump voters, they don't got anything. They don't have anything for you, Jim. They see what you're doing. They know you're right. They have no excuses for their unethical and immoral behavior. Well, Bottom line.
Dame has to come into your live so that he can run over to his live and then talk about your live the entire time he's in his own live.
Well, he's not, he's doing what Snuggles has done. All of them do the same thing because they know they're wrong. And I'm at least, like you said, what they say to me and they with the misinformation and stuff like that, I've learned over the years that I can't allow it to send me off of a cliff, so to speak. You know what I mean? And I have to make sure that, like you said, we address it and let everyone know they're spewing nonsense. They're spewing misinformation. Do not listen to Dame. Do not listen to MAGA. They're wrong. All right. But then it's also, I understand it's an emotional thing. They cannot accept the reality that Donald Trump is who we've been telling them he is. Some are. Some of them are. I've seen them on X, especially. They're going, I'm done. I can't believe I voted for him. I'm sick to my stomach. And I see them and I tried my best to like encourage them, but and I said, listen, I'll deal with the policy stuff with you next election cycle. But what we have going on right now with him in the White House, all over these files, that's the main issue as far as I'm concerned. He's doing everything. Everything else is a distraction from that. And it's harming the country. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And the thing that we have to start recognizing is all of these people. I just want to make it clear, when I vote, I don't vote for myself. I vote for the next generation. I vote so that each person and their children are going to have more rights and more access to proper judiciary channels than I did growing up. And at this point, we're losing that. So people in your audience that are attacking us, and they still are doing the party politics where they think they're so, oh, I'm voting against you Dems. You Dems are evil. You keep thinking that way, because I'm voting to ensure that you have civil rights and human rights, women's rights and educational rights, that your children have rights, and that there's a belief in science and math to ensure that you have access to proper medical care, and that the math that needs to be done to tell you how many jobs we actually are losing and how much money he is stealing, that you actually get the right numbers. You're welcome. Because I see you in the comment section, one of your little commentators right now, who hasn't looked in a mirror apparently to understand that this administration is not supporting people who look like you. So make sure you recognize when you look in the mirror, I'm voting for you and your children while you vote against them. Zeus went on mute. Zeus, you know you're muted. Did you get a phone call? Country over party, for sure. Justice and civil rights for all. Making sure that we are continuing to grow the rights of the people.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you were muted for a few
Oh,
minutes.
yeah.
It went dead silent. That was really weird. So making
That's
sure
all.
that we are, no, it's okay. I figured it out and just started talking again.
Good, 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 good. You're doing an excellent job. You're cooking and booking these demons. And I see them. I see them in the audience crying. And that's a good state for them. But I really do believe, Jim, what do you think? The most American thing a real Republican could do right now is just sitting out the next election.
No, actually, the most American thing that they could
Oh,
do is actually vote against the party that's harmed them.
but that's too much for them. They can't do that.
That's
That's
the
a.
most American thing they can do, is vote for the rights of their children. And those of you who are in the comments who try to say, what rights have we lost? We're losing access to vaccines because of the person in this administration. We're losing access to medical care. Healthcare costs have gone up so much that American families can't even afford to pay for healthcare. So those people are going to be harmed. So the fact that you can't even recognize it when it's right in your face and it's in the news every single day, that's on you. Because those of us who are paying attention to what's actually happening, when we're watching people unalived in the streets, American streets, when we see that immigration enforcement is literally being called law enforcement and they're literally harming American citizens, and you can't see that, that's not a us problem. That's a you problem. Because every time that you think it's knocking on somebody else's door, the 6 degrees of separation become 3 degrees of separation. And then it's knocking on your door. So the fact that you have to come up and disparage us because you have no common decency, no common sense, you don't know anything about the Constitution, you don't know anything about the judiciary, you don't know anything about immigration law. It's literally in their name. DJ, I know you are really, really having a hard time understanding immigration law. It's in their name. Immigration and customs. Immigration and customs. They have no authority over American citizens. They are only able to enforce immigration and customs enforcement. It's in their name. I don't know what to tell you that you don't get that. And then it's customs, border patrol, border patrol. The border patrol. It's in their name. And what happened to Greg Bovine? Because that's what they called him the other day. Greg Bovine. What happened to him? Oh, he got sent back. He got sent packing. And then y'all had to listen to Tom Homan actually come and give a speech that says, no, we're going to go back to the way it was supposed to be done. You know, the legal way, the right way, where they have to follow targeted people. And by targeted, for those of you who don't know anything about immigration law, it means that they have to do the research. They have to know who they're going after. They have to know that it's a valid address, that the person's living there. They have to look at the pictures. They have to look at scars, marks, tattoos. They have to know exactly who they're picking up, in addition to the fact that if they have not committed a crime, they can't use that type of law against them. You don't get to just pretend that they're a criminal because you think some civil thing makes them a hardened criminal. By the way, if you're a victim of a crime in this country, and let's say it was somebody that you guys like to call undocumented, or even worse, you give them filthy names, and you like to say that they committed a crime against you. So let me get this straight. If someone in your family was brutalized by a migrant, you would just want Trump to pick them up and deport them, not prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law and incarcerate them. You literally want them to put them on a plane and send them back to whatever country so that they cannot be prosecuted, be let go to be free, and then come right back into the country. Got it. That's how stupid you sound. Got it. You know nothing about the law. But you voted for a convicted felon. Got it. Got it. Got it. Voted for a convicted felon. Yeah. One who continues to sue the U.S. government so that he can sign off on paying himself $10 billion of your tax dollars. Got it. There's the process of the ability to actually think and discern and know that it is you, the American taxpayer, that are literally being stolen from. Got it. Got it. You can do the disparaging comments. I'm just up here giving you facts and data that you can't comprehend. You have to live with the fact that you voted for the very administration that's stealing from you, robbing you, literally paying their own families and giving their families access to the office of the President of the United States to steal from you, to get more and more for his own personal family. Got it. It's not gaslighting, DJ. It's actual facts and data. Gaslighting means that you're being told something that your eyes and ears aren't seeing for itself. Every single legal expert in the country, every single economist in the country is telling you that Trump is literally destroying this country on all counts. Economics, health and safety, our water, our air, our land. He's literally trying to sell off federal property so that it can be used for oil refinery. Yeah, please tell me again how you don't understand that. Please enlighten us. How is it gaslighting you, DJ?
I beg your pardon?
How is it gaslighting you to tell you facts and data?
Because well, mostly, Jim, because you're not given true facts.
No, DJ, please. No, that's your opinion. Give me something that rebuts what I just said.
Immigration enforcement is not law enforcement.
It's not. It's not law enforcement against American citizens. You cannot use immigration
laws. Jim,
DJ,
Jim, it's okay.
Let me finish my thought before you try to say something that's not true.
Go ahead.
Law enforcement in the United States means you have to follow the law, correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Exactly. You have to follow the law. The law states that immigration and customs enforcement have no authority over American citizens. They are to go after
You're right again. You're right again.
I rest my case. I need not, I can stop my day right now just with him telling me I'm right. Because if you are breaking the law, DJ, if you are breaking the law to enforce the law, you are a criminal. Let me repeat that so it stays in your brain. If you are breaking the law to enforce the law, you are a criminal, which means if you are ICE or Border Patrol and you are breaking into people's houses without a judiciary warrant, you broke the law. All of that's going to get thrown out. If you are deporting children and their fathers or relocating them across state lines, you are breaking federal law. You are breaking the law, which means they are coming back into the country like Garcia, like Liam and his
Which
father.
laws are they breaking,
broke
Jim?
the law. They broke the law by deporting these people without due process. And
Are
if
you
you are
saying they broke
breaking the
immigration law? Is that what
oh,
you're
for
saying?
God's sake, what
Are
is
you
wrong
saying
with
they
you?
broke immigration law?
You're done. You're done.
I
I
made
heard
you
I
a
was right.
mod, Jim. I made you a mod so that you can regulate. But see, DJ, this is what we're talking about. You can't listen.
I'm
And
asking. I'm
what is
listening to
your
everything. I agreed with her, Zeus. I agreed with her
so then why are you chirping in the comment section? Why are you upset?
because the laws that she's speaking of are immigration laws. She's saying that ICE has absolutely no jurisdiction over American citizens. She's right. I'm not arguing with that at all. But do they have jurisdiction over illegal immigrants?
They're not arresting illegal immigrants, though. They are
Oh, they
not
haven't
arresting
arrested
illegal.
any illegal immigrants? Is that
DJ,
what is that your
DJ,
case?
DJ. If you cast a large net and you are supposed to be fishing for just salmon, right? We'll just dumb it down for you. You're just supposed to be fishing for salmon, and you cast a large net, and in that large net, inside that net, are protected turtles and protected dolphins and protected whatever. And you come and Fish and Game pulls up and you're like, I was only fishing for salmon. It's not my fault that I caught turtles and I caught dolphins. Do you think that's going to fly, or are you going to be fined and charged for whatever it is that's in that net?
For whatever is in that net.
You're welcome. So the fact that you can recognize that,
you're welcome for what, Jim?
You're welcome for being able to acknowledge that. They broke the law. They don't get to keep any of the salmon when they do that, by the way. They're charged and they're fined for all the endangered species that they caught that they tried to keep. You don't even understand that you do not get to enforce the law by breaking the law. Once you do that, you have no credibility. You will not win any of the cases, and you are literally responsible for harming all of those endangered people, all of those endangered species.
Okay.
Every single American citizen that lost their life because of these ICE agents breaking the law, you voted for that, DJ. You voted for the criminality, and you are continuing to support it.
Which American citizens lost their lives because of ICE? Do you want to talk about the American citizens that lost their lives due to illegal immigrants? Do you
We
want
do
to talk
not
about
need
that?
to DJ. Let's not pretend like an American citizen or American citizens haven't been harmed by ICE or Customs Border Patrol. That's not the same argument because we hold our law enforcement branches to a higher standard than we do people who've came into the country
The
illegally.
reason they're doing what they're doing is to protect American citizens from that. So
Wrong.
how are you, are you disputing that there are American citizens that were harmed by illegal aliens? Are you disputing that?
Let me ask you this.
I
feel?
listened to everything you said, Jim, and I agree with a lot of it.
But
you
how
got
do
to
you
let
feel
somebody
about?
else try to make a point.
I will after you answer this question. How do you feel about Audrey Cunningham?
I don't know who that is.
Exactly. How do you feel about Athena?
No,
how
not
do you
exactly.
feel about Athena
not
Strand?
exactly.
How do you
I'm
feel
certain
about
that I can bring
Athena
up names
Strand?
that you're not familiar with either.
How do you feel about Athena Strand?
I don't know who that is.
Exactly. How do you feel about Lacey Peterson?
All right, listen.
Connor Peterson.
Okay,
Stacey
do you want to play
Peterson.
the same game where I just sit here and read names that you don't know who they are?
Thing. The only person that you guys can ever talk about are Lake and Riley. You only know one name because they used her death as something to make you want to hate other people. They otherized.
Listen to what you just said. Repeat what you just said. Can you repeat what you just said, or are you going along so fast you don't know what you said?
No,
I
know exactly what I said. You don't know what you even agreed to.
I agree with you that there are things that ICE is limited to do. I agree with that 100%. But you cannot say that all of it is bad. You can't make that general, and your little net theory about casting your net out there and catching turtles and dolphins and whatever. It's a horrible analogy.
It's
We're
not.
talking about human lives here, Jim.
It's not. I have nothing but the utmost respect for the law. I dedicated my life to it. I dedicated my life to it, dude. 24.6 years. How many did you do?
That's good. Then I respect that. I respect that. Then you should understand what those guys are going through.
Because I do understand the law. You don't. Once you break the law to enforce the law, you are no longer enforcing the law. You are a criminal. If you
Yeah,
have to wear a mask
that's a
and not
great saying,
disclosing your
Jim. That's
name,
a great saying,
why
but it
do you
doesn't work.
not
It doesn't
know?
fly. I'm
Why
sorry.
do you
It
Why,
not
doesn't
why, why,
work.
know?
why do you keep interrupting? We're trying to get the conversation. You're
Dude,
already
she never
agreeing.
stops. Are you kidding me?
She
I've
does.
tried to make a point 3 separate times and I get
Not
interrupted
before I
each time.
finished talking, you
You're
did.
not
You
willing
didn't
to have
wait.
discussions with somebody. You want to take one portion of what I say and not let me
Oh,
finish a single
I'm
thought.
listening. I'm
And it's
listening to this
ridiculous.
conversation, DJ. I'm listening to this conversation, and she's made point after point after point, and you're still up here
Name
trying
one,
to act
Zeus.
like that.
Name one point.
Well,
I
the
mean, I
point was,
agreed
she
with
says
her
if you're
on.
break, hold on. She says if you're breaking the law to try to uphold the law, then you're breaking the law. I don't. I mean, that wasn't the exact way she said it, but I get it.
No, I
You
mean,
don't
but
agree?
that's the bottom line. But what I'm
So
saying is
why
she
are
is
you?
assuming that she is making the assumption that every single ICE arrest is breaking the law.
I never heard her say that. I never heard Jim say that.
Really?
So
Okay, then maybe she should just preface it with not all of the arrests fall under this category, but
You
there
don't you
are
don't get
arrests
to
that
dictate
happen.
how I talk.
what?
Sorry. You don't
You
get to
heard
Yeah.
dictate how
exactly
I
what I
talk.
said. I mean, you guys want to make a
Why? Why?
generalization
Why?
about
Why? Why not
everything and
you?
every person.
Why don't you instead acknowledge there's a real problem going on right now with the way that
Zeus,
ICE
did
is
you not hear me
supposedly.
agree with her? Did you not hear me
No,
agree with her?
no, no, no. I have not heard. I heard you agree with her, but I have not heard you get up here and condemn this current administration for what they are doing in Minnesota with ICE or any of the other cities.
I
For some
absolutely
strange reason.
condemn those who did what they did the wrong way. Is ICE 100% perfect? Absolutely not. But to say that ICE does not have the right to be there, to challenge ICE physically with protesters and whatnot for whatever reason, I mean, should
Whatever.
that be happening, Zeus? Should they be kept from doing their
Is
job?
it illegal to protest?
Are we talking about? No, absolutely not. It's not
Okay, so
illegal to
then
protest, Zeus.
let's not bring that up because I get real sensitive
Oh,
about Trump
because yeah,
voters
because you don't.
because you know why? You know why I get really sensitive when Trump
Mhm.
voters start talking about protests and not take
Because you're going to
accountability
bring
for
up
January
January
6th.
6th. You're going to deflect. We know
Yeah.
exactly what you're going to do, Zeus. It's
Yeah, because
old.
that's why I don't want you to talk about it because those folks and people all over the country, they have a right to protest whatever it is that their issue is. And right now, yeah, nobody wants anybody that actually
Do they
cares
have
about
the
their
right to throw
city.
bottles and rocks? Do they have the right to do that? Do they
I
have the
never
right to
said they did.
park their vehicles in front of law
Don't
enforcement officers?
DJ. I said
Do
if you
they have
bring
the
up
right to
those
do that?
things, did they have the right to go to the Capitol on January 6th and do what they did?
See, you refuse to answer the question, Zeus.
Because it's the same
You
thing.
are, it's okay. So you're saying
Remember,
what y'all are
you
doing is just as bad as January 6th? Is that what you're saying?
no, what right is right is
Oh,
wrong is wrong.
no,
If you're breaking
no.
the law, if you're breaking the law, DJ,
Oh,
then no, you don't
okay.
have a right to break the law.
So
The problem here is we're trying to get you to understand that while you might think Donald Trump is doing an outstanding job doing what he said, securing the border and enforcing immigration, the reality is he's not.
okay, that's your opinion, Zeus. And I'm pretty sure that I can find the facts to back up what I'm saying, as opposed to you're saying he's not doing a good job.
Well, how do you
What
find that
exactly is he
funny?
not doing a good job of?
Being treating human beings like humans.
Okay.
For instance, I don't know if you've been seeing it, but I've seen a lot of children being taken away, zip tied, used as bait.
You're
You
really
see this
bringing that
stuff
back up
happening?
again. You're bringing
Yeah.
up the zip ties again.
Yeah.
When you and I literally looked at a video and you agreed that that was not what happened. Do you not
Not that,
remember that
not,
conversation?
yeah, I remember, but not that particular incident.
Oh, so there
But
were
there are,
other kids that were zip tied.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And I
All right.
haven't,
So the
and,
5-year-old, are you
and
referring to the 5-year-old that his father ran
Liam,
away from the ICE agents? Is that the 5-year-old you're talking
the one
about?
that was released yesterday, Liam and his father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got back. Yeah,
Now
absolutely. They got released yesterday.
we were fed one story, and this is the big issue.
Okay.
The government continues to lie to us about very serious things. Would you agree? This is the big issue.
Absolutely. Absolutely
Every
would agree
single
with you.
every single thing
Absolutely.
they've said, and the narrative is always the same. We're just trying to get the bad guys. Well, why do Americans keep ending up harmed? Why do children end up getting harmed? Why do women keep getting slammed to the ground then? If that's what you're trying to do.
Are you talking about being slammed to the ground by
Yeah.
ICE, Zeus? Is that usually
ICE or
not
Border Patrol, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
yeah?
matter which federal
Okay.
agency is doing
So
it. The
if
question
you
is,
see
it,
if you see that's happening, is there usually something that you see that goes along with that? So you're saying ICE or Border Patrol just comes along, sees that woman, picks her up, and slams her down, or did that woman
in
get
some
up in his face,
cases.
or blow a horn in his face, or throw a water bottle at him, or try to keep him from doing what he's supposed to do? Which one
So,
was it,
so,
Zeus?
so, DJ, you're saying that if a woman honks a horn or blows a horn, she deserves to be slammed to the ground?
Wow, I'm really glad how you break that down to the
That's what you
the
just said. Do
ridiculous.
you
That's a
realize you
great
just
job
said
right
that?
there. That's a
DJ, I
Jim.
didn't say it.
Jim,
You
is that
did.
what I said? I said
Yes.
that they are distracting these. Usually, if you see a woman
You
that
just said
that
that,
there's
DJ.
any
I'm
physical
asking you.
altercation,
DJ,
it
take a
didn't
breath.
just come
Take
out
a
of the
breath.
blue. Is all
Take
I'm
a breath.
saying.
Take a deep
Can
breath.
you
I
listen to
don't
what
need to
Jim
take a
is
deep
saying,
breath,
DJ?
Jim.
Take a breath, because I don't know what happens to you when I literally verbatim just responded and said the same thing you just said. If she honks a horn at him, blows a horn at him, throws a bottle at him, that gives him justification to slam her to the ground. You
First
just
of all,
said
you
that.
didn't say the bottle thing. You didn't
You
say the
just
bottle thing. You did not. You said the horns or
It
whatever.
doesn't
You didn't say
matter
the bottle thing.
if a water bottle is thrown, does that allow a law enforcement officer to slam a woman to the ground?
I think that any time that you've seen a woman get slammed to the ground, there's more to it than it's not simply a matter of an ICE agent walking up to her
Okay, can you
and
mute
throwing her in
him?
the ground.
Can
Would
you
you
mute
agree
him?
with
Because
that?
I don't have
You
an
should be
ability to
able
do that.
to, Jim. You should
I
too. I
can't.
think
I tried.
I made you
Believe
a
me.
mod. Didn't let me see.
It's not working. So let me
Hold
be
on. Let me
very
It's
see.
not
clear.
working because I'm not agreeing with you,
No, no, no.
Jim.
I need you to mute for a second because I need everybody to understand this. In law enforcement, when you become a law enforcement officer, you are literally trained the use of deadly force. Not only are you trained, you're retrained and retrained and retrained over and over again, which is why there is a multitude of excessive force cases in this country. But you are trained to the nth degree of what you can use to have to stop deadly force. If you have a water bottle thrown at you, you do not, I want to repeat this so DJ hears me, you do not have the right to use excessive force to slam a woman to the ground. You are supposed to use equal amounts of force to stop a threat. You are not supposed to pull your arm. You are not supposed to shoot. You are not supposed to unalive. You are not supposed to punch in the face. You are not supposed to pepper spray or assault or do any of the things that DJ just suggested. And I want to let everybody in here know that most law enforcement officers have to sign what's called a moral turpitude clause. Make sure you write that down, DJ. It's called a moral turpitude clause in your contract that you will enforce not only the laws of your state, but the federal government, if you work in the federal government, to the highest standard of your training. And if you do anything other than that, you can be held liable. You do not have immunity. And the fact that men like DJ or Dame try to say otherwise tells me everything you need to know about the patriarchy and the misogyny in this country, that they think they have a right to body slam a woman or drag her out of her car or unalive her when you literally know that you, as a law enforcement officer, are not supposed to place yourself in front of the fucking vehicle. You fucking idiot.
So, DJ, this is the conversation that you and I had on my live over a month ago when you came in my live. And I told you why.
And I appreciate that, sir. Do I get to respond to what Jim just said,
Yeah,
please?
you know what? Yeah, you go ahead.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You go ahead.
Jim, is there a point that is enough is enough? Where's that point when if you are an ICE agent, Jim?
The answer
please
is
let
no.
me ask the
I
question.
answered you.
Please let
no.
me ask the question.
No.
I didn't interrupt
The answer
you.
is no. That was the question. Is there a point
You
where
don't
there's
tell me
enough
what
is
my
enough?
questions are,
The
Jim.
answer is no. That was
Just
the
like
question.
you wouldn't appreciate it if I
asked
tried
it.
to say
The
that
answer
to
is
you.
no.
Zeus, are you monitoring this thing or at all?
Jim, let him finish so he can stop crying.
Thank you.
I'm listening. I'm
what is the
listening.
point
I'm listening,
where-
DJ. But can I just say this? Why so many questions? I mean, I think we're really at a point now with you. We've spoken to you a long time. I don't quite understand why it's hard for you to articulate where you stand on very serious matters.
Because open discussion is the way that we express things in this country, Zeus. That's why. Because if you're presenting your idea, I'm not even presenting an idea. I don't get that opportunity. All I'm doing is asking questions about yours. But if I question it, then I'm disagreeing with it or I'm condemning it. All I'm doing is question it. And if she tells me that ICE has a way that they have to react, and I agree with that part of what she's saying. But when does it come enough is enough? And an officer,
When
a
is it? What do you
federal
mean
officer
enough
of
is
the law,
enough?
has the right to defend himself.
Actually,
Okay.
you're wrong.
Okay, so let's take that question. Do you want that question? And I want to hear from Nutty and Jim. When does an officer have the right to do what we saw those officers, or I don't even call them officers, but what we saw those people do in Minnesota to Renee Good and Alex Preddy?
They don't have that right, Zeus. They don't have that right. First of all, where I don't understand the argument, because they shouldn't even be on the streets in our cities, because they shouldn't be dealing with U.S. citizens at all. That's number one. Right there tells you everything that you need to know. The fact that two U.S. citizens were murdered in our face and you won't condemn it is sickening. The fact that Keith Porter, whose name that for whatever reason we keep forgetting to say, was unalived by an off-duty ICE person who still hasn't been held accountable. Why? So DJ, you are right. When is it enough? It's going to be enough when U.S. citizens revolt against the government. And then you all are going to be saying, we told you, we told you. But it's getting to that point. It's getting to that point where the people, we're not going to stand for this. They're literally going to start taking the Constitution at its word, specifically the Second Amendment. And when that happens, DJ, blood is on your hands, because it's people like you that continue supporting this madness. If people like you would stop supporting it and push back with this regime, it would stop. So the question is thrown back at you, DJ. When is it enough?
Well, did Jim want to answer that too before we gets back to DJ? Because Jim, I wanted to make sure. I know you said you work in law enforcement, right? So when does ICE get to turn around and discharge ICE or the Border Patrol? When should they be allowed to discharge their sidearm or firearm into American citizens?
The saddest part about DJ is I've already answered it, and he's too busy talking over me to even know that I answered it already. In this country, as a law enforcement officer, you are trained in all of the areas that you're going to have to use when you get out on the street. You are not allowed to break the law to enforce the law. Once you break the law to enforce the law, you are a criminal. Nothing is going to be held up to par. That's the first thing. Second of all, you are only allowed to use the same equal amounts of force to stop a force. So that's it. It's literally in the use of force. You can look it up, DJ. You don't even have to listen to little old me. You know, you guys like it when I sound like this instead of when I raise my voice. It upsets
No,
you.
I like it when you raise your voice, Jim.
I'm pretty
I'm
sure
grown.
I'm pretty sure that I read DJ writing down that Jim was squawking. That's what DJ said in the comment section, that Jim was squawking. See, I would love DJ
And
to
you're
be
really
able to
good at
talk
it,
to.
by the way, Jim.
Can
Just
you
so you
shut
know.
up?
I'm just letting you know you're
Just
good
shut
at it.
up.
That's all.
Just shut up. Just stop talking. Because this
No
is
need to
this
get
is why
rude
I
now. I'm
have to
just
raise
playing
my
along.
voice. I'm
DJ,
not
see
being rude.
DJ, you don't want to listen. You don't want to be respectful.
I said she was good at it. I'm muting
No one
again.
asked
I'm
you to
muting
say
again.
that. No one asked you to say that.
The truth of the matter is that any person's, and I just want this very clear because I don't want to have to yell when I come into these spaces, but I've been forced to have to lift my voice higher and hit different octaves because men, especially, never want to listen to our voices. And the truth of the matter is, if you are breaking the law, when you're holding a badge, or when you are literally not identifying yourself as a law enforcement officer, you've already broken the law. all of your credibility goes out the door. Nobody should ever open their car window, open their car door, show ID to somebody who is masked and not showing a badge. They have no enforcement. They've lost all credibility, and any case in a regular judiciary system would be thrown out. There would be no case that you could hold against these people. People are terrorized, and this is literally the epitome of domestic terrorism on our streets under the guise of federal law enforcement. They are not ever supposed to make stops, traffic stops against American citizens. They do not have a right to ask you for your ID as American citizens. They are breaking the law. Full stop, end of story, and they do not have a right to use deadly force against a water bottle or a friggin' whistle.
So is
Thank
that
you,
not enough
Jim.
for you? Is that not enough for you, DJ? The fact that they're breaking a law against U.S. citizens on a daily basis?
You know, it doesn't matter what I say at this point,
Well,
but this is
don't
what I know
cry.
for a fact.
Just
Okay.
answer the question. Don't cry. Just
I'm going to try to answer the question, but
please and thank you.
hopefully I'll get to finish. Okay.
Yeah, you will.
All I know is that if we see what's going on right now in Minnesota, and it sure seems like the protesters care more about illegal immigrants than they do United States citizens. You guys are fighting, literally fighting the branch of the federal government that's sent to do that, to remove illegals. And if you're saying that they're doing it wrong, you need to talk to someone else other than attacking them. They're doing their job. Now, does throwing a water bottle at somebody constitute pulling a weapon and charging it? No, it doesn't. Okay? But both of those instances that happened in Minnesota, both were tragic, and I'm sorry that they happened. But they could have been prevented by either side.
They could have been prevented.
Not just the ICE agents.
If
It
they
could have been
weren't
prevented
there.
by either
If
side.
they weren't there, or if they had professionals on the job like they're supposed to have, and not Proud Boys, Boogaloo Boys. It's happening because we have white supremacy all through our agents.
Okay.
Are you kidding me right now, DJ? Are you saying that that's not the truth?
It depends. What is your definition of
It's not
all
a definition.
through it? All through
It's
it.
not a definition.
Because
why?
you know what? No,
have
I
you not
agree with
noticed?
you. There are absolutely guys
No,
in there that
DJ,
are doing that job
DJ,
that should
have
not
you
be
not
doing
heard,
it.
have you not noticed? You haven't heard anything from the Proud Boys, the Boogaloo Boys. Who are the other white supremacist groups that we've been hearing about?
I
Why haven't
wouldn't
you heard
I wouldn't know anything about them anyway, Nutty, because I don't pay attention to
because
those
they're
guys,
all
man.
working for ICE now. Because now they have a legal pathway to terrorize black and brown people.
Are you thinking there's 70% of them? What percentage are you thinking?
One
of
is too
ICE
many.
Are one of
One
those
is too
groups you're
many, and
talking
they
about?
need to be taken down like a rabid dog.
Thank you. Can I ask Nutty and Jim a question? Because DJ, you said something.
Mm-hmm.
Nutty, are you protecting people who are in the country illegally and committing crimes?
No, but I am protecting their rights under the Constitution, but I still
Okay.
want the law to be
Okay.
upheld.
Okay. Neither am I, and I agree. Jim, how about you?
No, and what struck me when he said that, I'm so glad that you caught that too, is isn't it funny that the very people that are out protesting for the migrants are the same people who protested for George Floyd?
DJ, in other words, where are you getting this narrative about why the people are protesting? Have you spoken to them directly, or are you repeating stuff
No,
you've heard
it's
on TV?
just like you guys. I don't think anybody on this panel, or maybe Nutty. I mean, Nutty is very active. So, but or
What?
just from what I've talked to him in the past, I don't know for sure.
Okay,
But
so it was a yes or
I
no,
pay
right?
attention to the news, and I watch more than
Okay.
one source, and I research things, Zeus. And I
So
know that there are groups out there that are paid to do exactly what these guys are doing. Would
no,
you
you
agree with that?
don't.
I'm not saying all of them. Would you agree that there are paid protesters out there right now, Zeus?
I gotta say it's a possibility, but
Okay.
that's kind of getting away from, I think, the crux of the matter, right?
A little
I
bit,
think
maybe
you
a little bit, but you understand the
I,
point I'm making.
the reason I said that is because when Nutty brought up the number of oath keepers and white supremacists in there, you kind of did the same thing. Well, how many is it, right? So if we play that
But
game with,
you're going to find bad apples in
okay,
every group, man.
so
Every group.
if you're excusing it when it comes to the people
Not
working with ICE,
excusing it. Not
well,
excusing it.
no, because you're basically saying don't throw the baby out with the bathwater with ICE, right? There's bad
Kind
actors
of,
in there,
sort of,
but
kind of, sort of,
okay,
kind of,
so
sort of.
let's use that same understanding when it comes to the protesters. Then that's my point, right?
Just they have
Let's
every
not get
right to protest, man. Just let the
but
guys do their job.
I'm saying even if there are paid protesters, let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater with the protesters. Okay?
Okay.
The whole point is this. I don't think you understand why people are upset because you're not talking to the people that are upset. And you really need to think about this. I'm
There's
not even involved. I'm not even what you call active, right? But it does bother me to think that I could be in a situation here in the country where I walk outside and one of my neighbors has been unalived.
of course.
If that happened on your neighborhood, in your street, in your community, I could imagine you would be very upset.
I would absolutely want to know exactly what happened. Yes, sir.
So
I would.
you should understand why these people in Minnesota are protesting because
Sure.
they've already done that step where you said you wouldn't want to
I'm
understand. And when they took that action and they said, what the hell happened out here on my street? Obviously, it was so bad they decided they had to protest about it. Why can't you get that? It
Protesting
has
is
nothing to
fine.
do. It
I
has
have no
nothing to
issue with
do. Hold on.
protesting,
It
dude.
has nothing to do with we're trying to protect people who are committing crimes in the country illegally. No one here is saying that that's what they stand for. But what we're saying is we're not about to sit here and let you trick us into believing you're helping us while we're seeing you out here harming everybody. It's not
Harming
working.
everybody. Okay.
Yes, women, children,
Hey,
people of
Zeus.
color, white people, we're seeing it.
Okay.
Can I tag in right quick, Zeus?
Sure.
If I need to drop after I say this, I will because RC Dubs really has something to bring to this. But it's funny because they keep bringing up Obama, and yet Obama was known as the deporter in chief. Here's the fundamental difference between Barack Obama and what he did and what's going on now. He worked within the confines of the law. Did he get protested? He absolutely did. But we did not see this. We didn't see this chaos that's going on in our streets. When the courts challenged him and said, when someone challenged him in court, and the court said no, no, no to Obama, what did he do, DJ? He course corrected. He didn't say screw you to the court. He course corrected, and he worked within the confines of the law. That's what you all seem to miss. You're missing the point that you keep saying that we are a nation of law and orders. Well, if that is true, we want the laws to be followed, even from law enforcement. You can't start a fire and then call the fire department.
Exactly. Can I ask DJ a question? And I want to have a heartfelt conversation, DJ. Okay, I want to ask you this question, and I want you to answer it honestly. Okay, I want you to picture that right now you're sitting at home in Virginia, you're on your couch, and all of a sudden your house is surrounded by masked people. They're masked. They have their face covered, their eyes covered, hats over their eyes, gloves, head to toe covered. And they come into your home and they search your home and then they put you in cuffs and they take you out. Would you be okay with that right now?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Because I've done nothing wrong.
So if you can sit there as an American citizen and say that that is wrong and that you've done nothing wrong while you're watching it on national TV
Jim.
happen across, I'm
Jim.
not done talking. If you can sit there as an American citizen and say that you've done nothing wrong and not even understand that you skipped over all the due process that went before your sentence, they didn't have a warrant, they didn't show a warrant, they didn't identify, they didn't tell you your crime, they didn't do any of that. Nothing you just said after that has any bearing because whether you did anything wrong or not is not the matter. It's the fact that they broke the law, entering your home without a warrant, not identifying
Yeah,
themselves,
I'll give you
not
that.
telling them what you're guilty of. And all of that automatically shows you that they are not following the laws of the Constitution and the legislation as a whole. And the fact that you don't understand that American citizens, not a couple hundred, not a couple thousand, millions of American citizens are taking to the street in all 50 states, DJ, to stand up. They are not paid protesters. They are American citizens defending the Constitution of the United States.
Well, come election day, they'll get to have their way.
DJ,
There it is.
please,
There it is.
please,
He
DJ,
ignored
just
everything I said. Go ahead,
you,
RC.
What, I mean, how would you want me to respond to that, Jim? I mean, you're absolutely
well,
right. If
you
somebody
should.
stormed into my house,
You've already
that would be
voted for
wrong, and I would
somebody
be
that tried
upset.
to overturn
But
my
you are
vote, so I
putting
don't really think you
everything.
care about the integrity of the vote. You voted for somebody who tried to overturn mine. So let's just not forget that part.
Who tried to overturn your vote?
Trump did.
How did he try to overturn your vote?
Seriously? Are you fucking
Yeah,
serious?
seriously.
Are you? So January 6th didn't happen.
Oh, we're back on January 6th again. Okay.
Yeah, you guys talked about an email and birth certificate for fucking years. I think I'm going to talk about January 6th for at least that amount of time.
Okay, go ahead.
There's that fucking uncomfortable laugh
Go
when you
ahead,
get
man.
caught
Nobody's
being a
stopping
fucking hypocrite who doesn't give a shit about the
Wow,
Constitution.
dude, just relax, man.
Now, the
Nobody's
problem with
arguing
people
you.
like you is you don't
Nobody's
actually
arguing
care
with
about the
you.
reality that we're facing because it doesn't really affect you because of your white privilege, right, DJ? You don't really give a shit
Okay,
about
so
what Trump does because you don't think he's going to do it to you.
one thing that I can appreciate about what's going on in this live so far today is it never got personal.
Hey, DJ, did the
You came up
administration
immediately
lie
and
about
attacked
Alex
me
Preddy?
personally.
Did the administration lie about Alex Preddy? Yes or no?
In what regard?
Did
Can you
they
be a
say
little
he
bit
was a
more
domestic
specific?
terrorist?
Pardon me?
Did they say he was a domestic terrorist like the one Trump pardoned?
I never saw that he was a domestic terrorist.
They
Never saw
said that he was, though, right? So they were lying. Can you simply admit the administration lied from top to bottom about a citizen that had just been murdered?
Did you see the?
Can you just say yes or fucking no?
Can you not let me answer?
Can you say yes or no? It's a yes or no question.
No,
Did
it's
the
not.
administration lie about the citizen within minutes?
Okay, so you're going to ask me a
Yes
question.
or
You want an
no?
intelligent answer. But
Yes
you're gonna
or
limit how I
no
can
is
answer
the
it.
intelligent answer.
Did you see the video of him?
Did Trump
Did you see the
lie?
video of him
Did
attacking
Christy
the ICE
Nome
agent?
lie? Did they lie about the citizen? Yes or no?
I never heard him referred to as a domestic terrorist.
They
If you
put
said
it in
that they
writing.
did, then you know that's up
They
to you.
literally put it in fucking writing. And then if you listen to Bovino and you listen to Nome, they quote each other with the same talking points about him having brandished a weapon and come at them. And both of those are lies.
Which
So
part
again,
is the lie? The
DJ,
brandishing the
why do you
weapon,
lie
or
for an administration that lies to all of us? Why are you a liar?
which part is the
Why are
lie?
you a liar?
Did you not see him attack
Why
the
do you
officer
lie
or
for
get
them?
involved with the officer?
Why
Did
do
you
you
not see
lie
that?
for them? He didn't attack them. He was
Did you
attacked. He was helping a woman who had been attacked. And I
did you
never
see
hear
him
any of
spit
you
on the
mention that
officer
I
and kick
shoved
the
a
rear
woman
of the
to the
vehicle?
ground.
Did you see that
So
video?
hold on, we're getting
RC, did you
to.
see that
Hold on,
video?
hold on. I need answers when questions are asked. That's how this has to work, DJ.
I
And
tried
I
to answer the question.
no,
He said it's a
you
simple yes or no question, but it's not, dude.
listen. No, it's not. It's really a simple yes or no question. We do not have time to play games right now. There's really no middle ground on
But
some of
he's
these
playing
issues.
the game. He's trying to
So
pin
I
you
can
down
asked
you?
one
you a
way or the
yes
other.
or no
Okay,
question to see if you
yeah.
could
Because
acknowledge
if
reality.
you do that to somebody, Zeus, that gives you the right to judge their
Can you
answer.
acknowledge
Okay.
reality? Or are
What?
you a pathetic liar nobody should
What?
trust ever?
Again, why do you
Okay, so
choose?
it's
I
the
mean, we're having a
latter.
political
You're a
discussion.
pathetic liar that no one should ever trust.
Tell me
Well,
one lie that I've made. Tell me
hold
one
on,
lie.
hold
You
on,
called me a
DJ,
pathetic
DJ,
liar,
DJ,
RC.
DJ, DJ. I'll just call it out. What I felt was a
Go
lie.
ahead.
You claimed that you've never heard anyone in the Trump administration refer to Alex Purdy, right, as a domestic terrorist. You never heard that.
No, sir.
Lie.
Get out of here,
I
DJ.
didn't know I
I don't
became
care
more
what you
DJ.
culprit.
say,
That's
Dubs. I mean,
all.
DJ.
it doesn't
DJ.
matter. Why would I
It
DJ.
care
does
what your
matter.
DJ.
opinion
That's
is?
why you're
DJ.
saying it doesn't matter,
You
because you
judge me
lying.
without knowing me, man.
DJ.
I got no
DJ.
time for
Let
you.
me ask you a question. When it happened, were you when did you come into the knowledge that someone had been, eliminated by Border Patrol and it was Alex? When did you come into that knowledge?
I mean, pretty close to when it happened.
Okay. Did you listen to the press conferences that day that Greg Bovino gave and Christy Nome gave?
No, I did not see either of those press conferences.
Did you go back and
I
hear
either
any
read
of
the
it later?
articles,
You never.
I looked at a
So,
couple
so
different news sources,
okay,
I
okay,
looked at
okay,
X. I
okay.
didn't spend
So
30 minutes watching the news
okay,
channel.
so you've never heard any of this, but you also claim you understood why people are protesting, and there's paid
I do.
protesters, and you get that from the news. So, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. You know that, right? But I'm going to call balls, balls, and strikes. That's BS as far as I am concerned.
Tell
You
me
could
how.
not, because why is Tom Homan there?
Tom Homan is sent there to try to
What, why,
diffuse the
why,
situation.
okay, wait, but what happened in the Trump administration to make him need to go there? It was
I,
playing out all week long.
Nutty made a good point a little while
He
ago,
doesn't.
talking about during the Obama administration
No, no,
that,
no,
that he's.
no,
I'm
no.
making an analogy. Is all I'm
This is
doing.
why
Okay.
you're a liar.
That Obama
This is
switched
why you're a
paths,
liar,
and
DJ.
Trump is trying to switch paths, or at
DJ,
least do something to try
this
to
is why you're a
conceal.
pathetic liar. We've never had ICE arrests
See,
at this
this is
level.
this is what I'm talking
If I
about. You
could show
don't
you the
even let me
graph that would
finish
prove
the
that, I
point
would
or the
show it to
thought.
you. I'll make a video and tag you in it, DJ. We've never had arrests at this level done by ICE. It was always done by CPB before. Now, if you really cared about that, you might know that information. You would know that ICE has drastically increased their arrests and CPB has dropped. Now, they used to handle the surges. In 2019, under Trump, they handled the surge. ICE stayed level. And under Biden, CPB handled the surge. ICE stayed level. But this last year, under Trump, it's been ICE that surged, and they clearly are antagonistic, untrained, and ready to shoot people and say boo-hoo afterwards.
Okay, man.
Oh,
Again,
what happened to RCO?
Dubs got
okay.
he got
I
a
mean, what do you want me to
violation,
say?
but Dubs send a request again. You got a violation, bro. But here's the thing, and I hope he can come back. And I want to make sure we address this. Does anyone up here besides me know why Tom Homan was sent to Minnesota?
Yeah, they sent Tom Homan in because he had to clean up the mess that Greg Bovino did by breaking the law. And so now he has to identify exactly what targeted means, which means that they've already done the surveillance. They already know who's in the country that needs to be picked up, the actual people that have committed actual criminal offenses, not just immigration offenses that are civil, but law enforcement. And I want to be very clear when I say this so that there's no misconstruing what I'm about to say. Less than 5% of the people who have been picked up and deported have committed criminal acts in this country. Less than 5%. All of the other people that they have targeted at immigration courts, people that they have cast a large net and grabbed basely only because they are brown and black skinned, those are the people that are going to be the ones that are forever harmed by this nation because of the trauma alone. There is one lady that was incarcerated with little Liam and his father with all 5 of her children born on U.S. soil. So please miss me, DJ, with your comprehension about what was happening. And there is no way you're being honest with yourself, let alone the 553 people in here, when not only Kristi Noem, but Greg Bovino, J.D. Vance himself, several Republican senators, and the sitting president of the United States called Alex Preddy and Renee Good domestic terrorists. You are lying.
Hey, Zeus, can we not turn our cameras on this account?
Facts. Yeah. Well, this is voice audio only. Yeah.
Okay. So can I play? This is a
And,
clip that I have on my page, on this page that I'm on right
okay.
now.
Okay. So good. Because see, we're gonna
This is
expose liars today on this show.
this is a clip of Bovino and Nome with the same talking points. So I'm gonna play it.
During this operation, an individual approached U.S. Border Patrol agents with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun.
An individual approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun.
The agents attempted to disarm the individual, but he violently resisted.
The officers attempted to disarm this individual, but the armed suspect reacted violently.
Fearing for his life and the lives and safety of fellow officers, a Border Patrol agent fired defensive shots.
Fearing for his life and for the lives of his fellow officers around him, an agent fired defensive shots.
Medics on the scene immediately delivered medical aid to the subject, but the subject was pronounced dead at the scene.
Medics were on the scene immediately and attempted to deliver medical aid to the subject, but he was pronounced dead at the scene.
The suspect also had 2 loaded magazines and no accessible ID.
The suspect also had 2 magazines with ammunition in them that held dozens of rounds. He also had no ID.
This looks like a situation where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement.
This looks like a situation where an individual arrived at this scene to inflict maximum damage on individuals and to kill law enforcement.
So I'm going to stop it right there. So DJ, that shows you right there 2 different press conferences, 2 different officials with DHS, both lying, reading from a script. Don't tell me you didn't hear that they were calling this man a domestic terrorist.
Thank you, Nutty. Thank you. So, Dubs, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Could you continue lecturing DJ again? Because that was your point, but I wanted to make sure I wanted DJ to understand there's a reason. DJ, you don't know why
POS, DJ.
DJ, you don't know why people are protesting. You keep believing this lie that we're up here trying to defend people in the country
When did I say I
illegally.
didn't know why people were protesting?
Well, I asked you a moment ago, do you know why they're protesting? And you made that statement to Nutty, I believe, where you said, we want to protect people in the country illegally committing crimes. Because that's what it looks like to you. And you said some of us were paid to do this. Now that we've gotten it out here about the gaslighting in the communities that Donald Trump and his administration are doing, I need you to listen to what Dubs is saying, because this is really what's happening. This is really why a lot of people are upset right now. And you don't seem to know. So we're going to start here with the fact that after this all happened, we were lied to and told we had a domestic terrorist up there, all right, that was trying to do maximum damage to law enforcement. Sorry, Dub, you can go.
No, by all means. I mean, actually, TikTok cut me off at an oddly correct moment. I was pretty much done. There's nothing we can say to DJ that will matter, because he's basically a sociopathic cultist for Trump. It doesn't matter what happens. It's like what Trump said years ago. I could pew-pew somebody on Fifth Avenue and not lose support. He was talking to DJ, and any rational person who hears that would have said, oh, wait, you just lost mine. But here we are. So he's done what he said he was going to do. This was predictable and preventable. And people like DJ pretend they give a shit about the rule of law, but only for brown people. The white guy can commit felonies. He can grape a woman. He can steal classified documents and probably sell them to sell us out to Putin, because that's what he's doing as president, as predicted. He can try to overturn my vote, and DJ can pretend it didn't fucking happen. Because if you admit it happened, DJ, you admit you're going against the Constitution you pretend you fucking care about to begin with. The one Trump's using as toilet paper that he said should be terminated when he was too big an egomaniac to admit he lost. You guys are pathetic. You are tearing up this country for somebody who thinks you're stupid and lies to you on the regular.
Thank you, Dubs. Thank you, Dubs. And so, DJ, I hope that gives you a lot more perspective to regurgitate.
It doesn't give me any perspective. Him sitting there insulting me.
No. Hold on.
Perspective.
Hold on, and I'm going to address that.
Not me.
I'm going to address that. I'm going to address that.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we're at a point in American history right now where we understand you will lie and you will reject the truth, and it is now costing people their lives. What more could we do to help folks like you get out of this nasty situation that you're in with Donald Trump and stop destroying this country? It is personal in a way. We try to come humbly, right? We try to give you information. We try to bring facts. We endure the misinformation stuff that you spew, and under no circumstances will we allow the narrative to be what Donald Trump is saying. We're independent thinkers. We're free thinkers. We don't worship politicians.
And there's another moment of selective outrage. The president posted a video where he's literally crapping on people who don't agree with him. If we don't bend the knee to him, we're domestic terrorists, right, DJ? You think that
Absolutely
won't come
not.
for you? You think he won't come for you when he's finally done with us?
You know, I'm not worried about that. You know, I've said many times that I don't agree with everything that Donald Trump says. I've said it many times. You guys don't pay any attention to that.
It's not about
All
what
you're
he
saying
said. It's about what
is
he's
lumping
done. That
every
you've
person that's
gotten,
willing to
he's
stand up
gotten
here and
away
talk
with
to
what
you
he's
guys
done because of hypocrites
in
like
with
you
everybody
who
else.
enable it, DJ. It's not that he just said things. He's not some internet troll. He's the president. He sets a terrible example for the things he says, but
What's
he's
your
getting
point?
away
I'm
with
not sure what your
crimes.
point is.
He's
Tell me your
literally
point.
asked for immunity from indictments, and people like you gave it to him. You made him above the law with your hypocrisy.
DJ, the problem is you. Okay,
Yeah, the
that's what
problem
we're
is me,
trying.
Zeus. You're right, man. I
No,
mean, I
listen,
really
listen,
thought. I mean, I did think that we
listen.
had some good conversation today, and I appreciate it very
Hold
much.
on,
No, man.
hold
I mean,
on.
it's
Oh, okay. So you had enough trying to climb Mountain Olympus today, right? You've had
no,
enough.
no,
You
man. I mean,
you had
I
enough.
don't mind it at all. I love
You
having
you
open
you
discussion. I love
you've
it.
learned. You've
What I
learned that
don't
you
want
won't
to
be able to
do is
scale
get
such a
called
high mountain,
just
huh?
5 straight minutes of calling me whatever
Before DJ,
POS
hey
I
DJ,
am.
hold
You
on,
don't
stop crying.
deserve respect.
Hey,
I'm sorry,
DJ,
Nutty.
stop
Go ahead. I'm
crying.
sorry. I'm done.
Hey Zeus,
Mm-hmm.
something came to my memory, and if I am wrong, I'm man enough to say that I'm wrong. So if I'm wrong, I need anyone on the panel to check me. Is that a deal? Jim,
Deal.
RC,
Because you've
Zeus.
been wrong about some things, but we don't need to
Oh,
get
come
into
on.
that.
We ain't gonna go there because we know I'm right about all that stuff. But I seem to recall that wasn't it DJ that said several months ago, maybe even almost a year ago, didn't he say if when the files come out
Yep, I know what you're
and
gonna say, but say it.
Donald Trump was in the files, that's when Donald Trump would lose his support, and that's when he would come out. Did he say something to that manner? I may
Yes.
not say
No,
it
you're right. So
verbatim.
let's do a quick poll. How many of us heard DJ say that? Because I know what he's
I heard
going to
it.
do. I heard it.
I heard it.
I
Okay.
heard it.
I said it.
And I've
Okay.
heard a lot of other people say stuff like, well, if
Okay.
we got
So
into
Okay.
DJ, your day of reckoning is here. What say you?
I say that if there's any credible evidence in there, then I will absolutely be done with him.
DJ, have you not read what was dumped just on Friday?
he was an adjudicated rapist when you voted for him in November.
Well, hold on, RC. Hold on, RC.
Okay.
Because he knows that, RC. He knows that. But did you not pay attention to anything that was released on Friday? Now, so here's the deal.
Is there
DJ.
anything new with credible evidence,
Yes.
Nutty?
Oh my
Yes.
God.
We had a spreadsheet that the DOJ compiled and listed things Donald Trump
Okay.
did.
I will absolutely research that. Absolutely.
You know what's new is there are a
I
lot
kind
of
of assumed that
contacts.
if there
There's a
was
lot of
something that
contacts
was
between
credible,
Trump
that
and
I'd
his
be
inner
hearing about it
circle
already.
after they all say he cut them off. Lutnick in particular. Oh, I didn't have anything to do with him in 2005 after that, but he did. And that's another lie we've caught them in. How many people in Trump's inner circle? Like 40?
Yep. So DJ,
Uh-huh.
we've basically let you know today that you tried to climb Mount Olympus and you failed miserably. So
Oh, well. I'll get
yeah,
over it, man.
yeah,
I'll get
yeah,
over it. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
again, I
Because
appreciate
you're
some
not
of the
being honest.
conversation, some of it, not so much. But
Well, these are difficult things to talk about. Let's just be frank, right? It is
I
difficult to
agree.
talk
I
about a
agree.
president. It is difficult to talk about a president that was friends with Jeffrey Epstein, isn't it? Think about
Oh, of
that. What
course.
what
Of
what makes it
course.
so difficult? What makes it so difficult, DJ?
I just agree with you, Zeus. It is
What
terrible. I
what
wish he
what
hadn't
what,
known
what
him,
makes what makes
because
it
then you
so
guys might
difficult?
be
Hold
interested
on.
in looking at something that's actually going on in the world.
We already addressed ICE, so we don't need to go and belabor that issue anymore because we
Okay.
realized that Donald Trump isn't
How about
doing that.
voter ID? How do you feel
No,
about that,
no,
Zeus?
no, no. I want to stop on Epstein.
Okay. That's cool,
You
man.
can't.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I want you to answer my question. Why is it so hard to have a conversation about Donald Trump and his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein? What makes it so difficult to you?
Because there's so many people out there, Zeus, that are willing to listen to anything and believe it, as long as it goes against Donald Trump. Okay, I'm never, nobody asked me if I'd seen anything
him,
out
if he
from
says
Friday,
something that we
came out on
quote, that
Friday.
doesn't count. We can't quote him back to you.
Excuse me?
We listen to him and what he says when he confesses to assaulting women, but you don't give a shit about that.
Okay. Again,
In
I'm
other
not
words,
sure your point.
in other
Give me
words,
your point,
DJ. Okay,
Dubs.
I'll break it down for you.
Okay.
Imagine how stressful this is for the entire country. That we got to listen to Donald Trump say these things, find out that he's doing these things, that he's been credibly alleged to have committed. Imagine how
Credibly
difficult.
alleged.
Yeah,
Credibly
credible
alleged. Is that what
allegations.
you're
They're
saying?
credible. They're credible allegations
Right.
that are being made.
Credibly
Yes,
alleged. Okay.
DJ.
If they're
Whether
credibly alleged, then somebody should be following up on him and persecuting him.
DJ, listen to what
And
I'm
then
saying. Listen,
prosecuting him.
DJ, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what we're saying. Because we can't make you believe it. I could lead you to the water. I could lead a horse to water, but I get it. I can't make the horse drink. But we've literally led you to the water. We know that Donald Trump has a nasty history when it comes to mistreating women. Some of it's been adjudicated. Whether you like the outcome of it or not, it's irrelevant. You're not a lawyer. You didn't go to that courthouse. You're not Donald Trump. But you know, in this country, you go inside of a courtroom and whatever happens in there, you got to live with the results. That's how America works, bro.
You guys.
And Donald Trump had the most resources that any American could possibly have. And he went inside of a courtroom and guess what? He didn't get the outcome that he wanted. And you layer that with all of these inappropriate statements that he's made about his own daughter. You layer that with all of these lies about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. You layer that with all these other women who have accused him of doing things. Why should the rest of the country have to put up with this, DJ?
You don't. You absolutely do
we
not.
We do because of you.
No, you don't. How do you have to put up
when you
with
elect someone who was already an adjudicated fraud, who stole money from charities? Do you not think he's going to steal money from the American people, like asking the IRS to give him $10 billion?
All I can tell you is evidently there were more people who thought he didn't than people who thought he did.
DJ, this is why people like you can't be trusted going forward. Because none of you can criticize him and hold him accountable and abandon him.
I have criticized him many times.
You do not get to criticize going forward. Listen, you and people like you do not get to criticize any of our candidates for anything. The bar didn't used to be, they have to be convicted before we drop them as a candidate. Scandals used to count, and Trump has had more than his fair share that should have made you abandon him. But you abandoned your integrity and principles, if you ever had them, to follow him. Now,
it's really interesting that you put it
going
that way,
forward,
RC. It really
you
is.
can't say shit about anything any of our candidates have done. You're going to have to let us handle that. But all of you, sit down and shut up. You can't say anything.
Did he get elected or not?
DJ,
that's not.
Did he get elected or not?
Point out that a bunch of wannabe Confederates, reincarnated Yahtzees, and racist misogynists voted.
So now that the truth, I'm hitting you with a true question. You got to start calling me names.
Why did he get elected the first time? You think that's a good example for kids that he got elected? It makes us look terrible as Americans.
My point is that not everybody believes what you guys believe, and that's pretty obvious in the way the elections have gone.
And DJ,
instead of protesting in the street, get on the DJ, go out there and vote.
DJ,
you'll get it your way.
DJ, we're gonna wrap this thing up because Big Zeus has things to do. But DJ, listen up.
Yeah, man.
He got reelected, if you want to call that, because I still have a lot of questions about it. Because folks like you get it?
Folks like me, voted for him?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I'm waiting. So you and I don't agree on a lot of things. Would you agree with that, Zeus?
DJ, do you think Obama could have gotten reelected with all of the background that Trump has, just cheating on 3 wives? We know Obama wouldn't have been elected, right?
Did Obama get elected, RC?
Did he have 3 wives he bragged about cheating on?
Did he get elected?
Adult film star to stay quiet about it?
DJ, we just need you to answer the question.
You're saying
this is why we can't trust you. You can't be honest about anything. You're so bad faith and disingenuous that you can't be honest that the double standard white privilege.
Yeah, that's it. Go to your last thing.
The double
standard
white privilege Trump epitomizes is the problem in this country. The fact that so many white Americans overlook what Trump does is
Oh my
why they're
goodness
applauding what
gracious.
he does to brown people. You don't want to see the
Bingo.
connection.
Bingo. So yeah, there
Okay,
you
man.
go, DJ.
There you
DJ.
go. There's the card.
DJ.
That's the ultimate
DJ.
thing. Let's play it. Throw
We're
it
gonna
out there.
I'm
Why
gonna
not? What the hell? We
well,
threw out everything
DJ.
else. Let's throw out the
DJ.
card too. What the
Okay, well
hell?
listen up. Listen up, DJ.
Yeah,
I've
man.
had enough of this conversation, bro.
I have
We've
too.
led
You have a
we've
great day,
led
bud.
you yeah, we've led you to the water, but it's obvious you refuse to think.
No, I just refuse to think like you. That's what you can't
Okay, well
stand. So
okay, well okay, well
Can I
case
just
closed.
say something for the 512 people in here? I just want everybody to know when you hear people like DJ bring up voter ID, I want you all to remember that those of us who are voters in this country, not only did we have to fill out a voter registration, it's processed through one of two places, either the Department of Motor Vehicles or your Secretary of State's office. So every single one of those voters have already been vetted through a process of identification, through their address and through their driver's license typically. So for every single one of you that try to listen to that and then say that voter IDs are required, when the vetting process has already happened, if there's any discrepancy in the voter process, it's up to the Secretary of State's office in that state to go through it. So I want you all to understand that that is a dog whistle to make you believe that people in poverty areas or people who could have potentially lost their license or whatever should not be allowed to vote. And that's typically in the poorer or minority areas in this country who couldn't afford to get a driver's license or something to be renewed at that time, and they're trying to suppress the vote.
Yeah, exactly. It's like offering a solution to a problem that doesn't exist to make you think there's a problem.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, you know what, Jim, Dubs, Antifa, Nutty, I must commend, and actually, others who came up here, I must commend all of you for tuning in to this Sunday special broadcast. Before I get up out of here, does anyone have any closing remarks they want to say?
Yeah, I do. I just wanted just to remind everyone that voting matters. Shay did talk about the Texas seat that was flipped. That was a plus 17 for Donald Trump. It hasn't been in Democratic hands since 1991. And the state senator who won, the state senator elect, won by a landslide. So y'all, voting matters. Let's just make sure we do the right thing and get out and vote. And thank you for the time, Zeus.
And I just want to
Right.
thank all of you guys that I was up on this panel with, because I just, for me, it's my life force to surround myself with intellectual people. And I thank you so much for coming with facts and data every day. Not only do I appreciate your minds, but your empathy, your kindness, and your respect. And as the only woman on the panel, thank you for showing everybody in here that it isn't just a women that get emotional, RC Dubs, because you and DJ were at the nth level degree.
I will
Love
never
you.
deny my emotions. I have to let them out.
No, I love that.
No, I
I
know.
love that because there's nothing that bothers me more when women get labeled the emotional ones. I'm more worried about the people not showing emotion when people are unaliving and our rights are being taken away every day. So thank you.
Yeah, no, it's a double standard that I'm allowed to do it and you're not somehow. And that's one of the things that I think that another thing we need to address overall, but that's another topic for another day. But I appreciate you having me up. As always, you guys are brilliant and beautiful, and I'm glad you guys keep this going. I haven't had the chance to do this as much as I'd like, so thanks for letting me get this out today. So I'm glad to
No,
hear you
good.
guys on these streets always.
Hey, no problem. I'm glad I could make it happen. I've done a lot off while we were talking. I'm out doing things, so it's been a pleasure to check in with all of you, but at the same time, like you said, get it out. And Jim, you're right. We're all trying to be as respectful as possible. And I appreciate you being the only woman up here, honestly, and hanging out with us. That's pretty amazing. All right.
I love you. And I usually drop when I see DJ because he revolts me, but I do think today was a necessary. He does. Dame, Tiny TikTok, some of the people in your panel, I won't even name them because they're not worth my time. But because this is the thing, I don't waste my time anymore on MAGA Republicans, and that's what they are. because they're not worth our time. These are people that are going to literally go down with the ship. And when they still have to walk among us as day walkers, we need to be reminding them every single day of the crimes they committed with their vote and their denial of the crimes committed against the people of the United States and our allies. Never let them forget. This is our Nuremberg. This is our Germany and our 1930s. And we need to remind people of the crimes committed, the atrocities committed every single day for the rest of their lives. Peace out.
Amen.
Love you.
Peace
Absolutely.
out.
And that's the
Later,
one
everyone.
difference between
Oh,
us and them is we have a technology we can use to expose it that 1930s Germans didn't.
bingo. You're right. And even then, they were able to expose a good part of it, right? So imagine what we can do now with the technology that we have.
Yeah, we can stop it in real time rather than having it go on.
Amen. 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 Well, listen, have a great rest of your day, everybody. All right, Dub, stay safe, bro. Peace out.